Hello. We've made it before Christmas, mate.
Just, mate, just, yeah. Hey, just there, like.
No, for all those who are looking, because the game's probably 10 minutes in now, just kick off. How many seconds in before 1 o'clock comes on? They've gone straight with some maximum graphic instead. That's unusual.
Yeah, that was strange.
What are you getting tonight, mate? What's your prediction?
I think we'll get beat.
Yeah.
The thing is, and I tried, I try not to get like too sort of positive or anything, but the players that we've got on there, Almiron, C and Gale, Willock, I do think will cause them problems like at some point in the game.
We're capable, definitely.
Yeah, but you would have to say you would fancy a home win in all things.
Well, I think that's why they've put Kepa in goal to try and give him some confidence, like, because he's I don't suppose he's going to be too busy tonight.
You wouldn't think so, like.
Nah. But we've just gone 48, 49, 50 seconds in. We always get that. We always get asked that, like, so I thought, it's a foul.
He's probably injured now.
I get him off. I'll be Joelington coming on.
Yeah, so what's your thoughts like, Bestie? Do you think, well, first of all, what do you think of the team sheet?
I think it's probably all he could have done, really. I'll turn this down because I've got I'll come to the game as well. Yeah, it's pretty much all he could have done. I mean, the big one was kind of the thing that people were agonising about was Joelington, wasn't it? And people didn't really think he should be starting when Dwight Gale scores goals. I mean, he's not as prolific, obviously, as he was in the championship for us or West Brom, but he's still capable. Like, and he did okay after the restart, like end last season. So I'm glad he's starting. Obviously, he's a drop off from Callum Wilson, but yeah, I think it's going to be a struggle. These keep the ball really well. They've started playing really well since Tuchel come in, like, so. It could be a long night, this one.
Cheers, David Leb. We'll have our first member of the evening.
Cheers, David. I've got the game on in front of that little section of this other copy.
Well, I'm in the other room tonight, so I've got the telly like up there, so
I'm in the usual spot in the kitchen. I put a black and white flag up behind me shirts, but you can't really sell. Yeah, try these things.
Actually. Close them down. Good hands.
Well held as well. It's that's the thing with that save. It's to keep a hold of it there because you've got Tammy Abraham following in.
Yeah. Yeah, really, I mean, I thought that the team itself, it was nice to see him keep the same shape as what we've been playing recently. I was concerned that we might revert back to, 5 at the back or whatever to try and be hard to beat. So I'm pleased that we've set up. I mean, you can see Gale there's playing the right there, isn't he? Like what Wilson would do, play on that right-hand side.
Yeah, it seems to be this thing that I've hit upon since the last 2 or 3 games, isn't it? Well done.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's a strange one. Like, I mean, it's been working with Wilson. You guys are yeah, definitely right. Yeah, 100%.
I can't argue with that.
I can't argue with that. No, I can't argue with that.
Bye.
I've actually got a coffee tonight, so I haven't even got a beer. I'm trying to be good. So
I'm on the tea, and Amy's left half a can of that, so I'm on that and all night. I had a 4-pack of brew dogs over the week, like yesterday, and I thought, I'll save them for the podcast, and I thought, nah, I'm going to drink them.
She bought us a crate of Coors Light, actually. And I thought, I can, because I love Coors. I thought I can drink that tonight, but then I didn't know, man. I've got to start being better, like just drinking all the time.
I need to rein it in, mate. Before the weather got bad, I was going on walks every day and I was eating properly. The last couple of weeks, it's just been like comfort eating and sitting doing all day. Like I can feel my blood getting thicker. So like I feel sticky. You know what I mean? When you've kind of been a bit sedentary and you've kind of sat still, I feel really sticky. So I'm on the cups of tea and diet coke, caffeine-free coke no last night. Oh, Daryl, it was Elvis juice. Lovely. Like, have you had that one, Decker, the grapefruit? I'm
just surprised you would drink something with Elvis in the title, to be honest, Bestie. I'm surprised.
I put it in the group there. It's the only good thing he's put his name to for me. Like, I'm just saying it's Elvis Costello rather than.
Oh, fair enough. No. To be fair, no, I haven't. I've never tried it, so I definitely will on your recommendation.
It's lovely. It's not too. I'm a little bit suspicious sometimes of kind of like too heavily kind of flavored beers and stuff, but it's grapefruit flavor, but it's not really sour. It's lovely for it. I might make it a regular thing, that and the Clockwork Tangerine I like as well. But But these are a good side. I mean, they're what, fifth at the minute, Chelsea, and that. I mean, they're a decent. They looked early in the season like they could win the league. First few weeks, maybe.
I know. They're just like you can see them when they're knocking it around there. I mean, the speed in which they move the ball is. They're
a cut above on compared to likes of us, the mid-table teams. Shane, what on 5 minutes now? 5 minutes exactly there. 3,
4,
4,
6, 7, 8, 9. That for me it is anyway.
Do you want to just count the clock rather than?
Maybe he's entertaining. To be fair,
Darryl Mark is he couldn't be asked. He couldn't be bothered, so he's packed it in.
Yeah, well, Joelington wasn't starting, so he said he wasn't coming on. So.
He's on strike.
Yeah, he's on strike.
No, he's got
a.
He's got a poorly back. He thinks he might have a trapped nerve. You were saying, wasn't he? So he's having the night off. I think it might be a slip disc, maybe like sciatica. He's finished.
He's in a bad way, bless him, isn't he? So,
yeah. Bless him. He's thoughts and
no
praise.
doubt he'll be watching us, though, mate. He'll be watching us while he's watching the match.
Thoughts and praise go out to Mark tonight. Thoughts and praise, and he's look capping. Aye.
Oh.
Did Dubravka push it over there? Did Darlow push it over there?
Right? I think he did. Yeah, I think it was difficult to see.
Yeah.
Oh no, Gale did. It was Gale.
Well, Amy's having a shower, so my boiler's going. So if you can hear a buzzing in the background, it's my kitchen starting to slowly ignite.
They're doubled up here. As I say, you just see the early pressure, like they just move the ball so quickly.
They do. Yeah.
Like, Almiron's double up there straight away. Nobody's out of him anyway.
You need someone with him, don't you? Because they've just played a quick 1-2 there, and Mason Mount's brought the ball in like 10 yards from the corner flag. Yep.
Hopefully, this is a bit of a wake-up call. Like we've had a few minutes there where Lascelles there. Crikey, what was he trying to do there? I wouldn't say they've had haven't been absolutely outward, but you can see though that they were cut above. So fingers crossed, that's a bit of a wake-up call. Like, right, lads, we need to be on this. We've
definitely been on the back foot so far.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Good touch.
Mark catching Pokemon and so I wouldn't be surprised.
I
wouldn't be surprised.
It's probably how he put his back out, to be honest with you, mate. He probably was at the back of Kingston Park or something, climbing a fence or something, and to try and catch one and done himself. Were you surprised to see Darlow in? Because I know Dubravka, people have been speaking to saying, he should be back in now, or...
I don't know about surprise. It wasn't until a few minutes after I saw the team sheet that I thought, Dubravka's on the bench again. And I think Dubravka's a better goalkeeper. Darlow's been in good form, but he has made a few mistakes now. I would have, as soon as Dubravka was 100% fit, I would have brought him back in. So that's excellent. That great way went to maximum.
It was, wasn't it? It was.
Go on.
Even
just doing that relieves so much pressure.
Yeah, it does.
Getting the hold of the ball, take it forward 15, 20 yards, and then we might do now with it, but it gives the defence a bit of time to kind of reset. They're pushing quite high up as well, aren't they?
They are, yeah. Yeah, they are, massively. Not a bad ball. Oh.
A little bit too much.
Yeah. You see, Willock, it does remind me a lot of Wijnaldum, Willock. Just when he collects the ball, the way he moves with the ball, it just really does remind us.
I like the look of him so far. It's easy to say that, I suppose, when he scored in his debut and stuff. But I think he seemed to bring quite a bit of energy and just a little bit of box to box that we've been missing. I think what midfielders have been too kind of static.
You're right, mate. Spot on. Julie, don't worry, Chris is coming. He's just running a bit late. He's been working, so you've got the pleasure of me and Bestie until about 8:30, we believe, about 8:30.
What's that? You might the Ruben Brothers National being in the same. They've all gone to Tobias. They've all gone to. Is it Barbados? Always playing and boat watching Century around the bed. It's nice that people have got hobbies during lockdown, isn't it? Some people have learnt languages. Some people have gone in that they've now joined running clubs or whatever, and some people have been playing in boat spotters, like, so. Good affair. Good luck with them. I mean, I would love for it to be true. I mean, I'd love to think one of the plane spotters has got, I broke that. It was me that noticed that. They're all going to Barbados and having this meeting with. Is it a Reuben Brothers company that they've apparently got based there? Or I'm sure someone will be able to write in and tell what the score is. Like Nassau's the Bahamas, isn't it? Not Barbados.
I mean, do you think it's a coincidence that they're all there?
Anyone's guess, mate. Anyone's guess.
Yeah. It's a bit strange, though. I think personally,
it is. It does feel a bit too much for it to be a coincidence, but
yeah.
I mean, whether it's a pointer that they think things are going to start moving shortly, or is Keith there? I don't suppose I've not seen him. I've not been on Twitter too much today, so.
To be fair, I haven't been on much either. But I did see some of the photographs of, the yacht and then a plane and stuff like that.
What's the crack with? I mean, I don't know what the score is with like social distancing and lockdowns and having to stay isolated over there. But when you've got, because obviously we are like the COVID capital of the world, aren't we, at the minute? So. Well,
they reckon is that one of the reasons why they went, is because there was going to be some sort of travel ban or they were envisioning something was going to happen, so that's why they've all went now. But I mean, I don't think they can just sit there and have cigars and drink tequila all day, together.
I don't know. I saw a picture of Captain Tom over Christmas, and he was kicking it with Russ Abbott and Cliff Richard. So, different strokes for the rich and famous, different rules.
True, did you see Anthony Joshua on Valentine's Day? Did you see that picture, that video? He's doing a song.
No.
He's singing this song. Well, it wasn't really him singing it, but he had a mic anyway, and he was doing his best. And his house was rammed with people. And I'm like, I mean, they might all live there, but I don't know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, quite a bit of it. I mean, you've got you've got people. Rita Ora always seems to be breaking rules, and Joe Lipa, I'm sure, has been done for it, and people don't seem to care.
No, they don't. To be fair, I mean, Amanda Holden drove 300 miles, didn't she, to visit her family?
I mean,
our parents.
Alan Stone, the barber the Shields lad who passed away a couple of weeks ago, he had a bit of a crusade from what I saw about how footballers have always got a haircut.
Yeah, that's right.
For the game. Yeah. Look at these lads. I mean, obviously Shelby's not a good example, but they're all. There's none of them with. I mean, I've had to try and do mine myself a little bit because the sides of mine grow out. They're curly.
Right.
So I just got to trim it down a little bit with the clippers. It's not too bad, but it needs to get.
Did you do it yourself, or did your last do it for you?
I just do it myself.
Good job there, mate. To be fair.
Cheers, mate. Too bad. I mean, it's literally just those bits, because if I shave the beard all off, then I've got all this going on, so I don't like to be too beardy. So it's a big vanity thing, but it's the back of mine grows. I can't send years a lot, massive, but
mine grows at the back. I mean, it's still quite short, mine, but it's long for what I've had it recently. But the back grows quite quick, and I end up getting you could say tails almost. So
mine does.
I have to make sure I get that cut, but at least that cuts mine, to be fair. So
yeah,
no, it's just a shave. You know what I mean?
I was going to get done before Christmas. I thought, no, I'll wait. I'll leave it afterwards. And I wish I had done now, because obviously they've been shut for however long.
I'm tempted to go back, to be fair, but I'm not sure.
I
keep saying it, and then it gets to that length where it's all one length, and I'm like, it just looks crap. Do you know what I mean? So
it's a nice luxury being able to grow your hair. Mine's got to the point now where I'm going to cover over Daniel's message there.
Yes, Danny lad.
Period. Is that when he was tossing the Lombardi Trophy? About such a lack of respect for a historic artifact.
Yeah, I did see it. It was pretty mad, wasn't it?
Berserk. You clattered. It was like when I saw him getting walked off. I was getting walked off a boat out of a shipyard or what. But
yeah,
someone made a comment saying it was like Flint off after the 2005 Ashes.
Aye, yeah.
On the team bus, it wasn't.
He's got to be offside, surely.
I'd have thought so.
What a tackle!
It's a great tackle.
What a tackle that is.
I think the flag's on up. Hang on a second.
Hang on, I could be in trouble here, Offside. It's all right. See, I have a feeling, I could be wrong here, but this could be one of them situations where he's offside, but they let the play carry on. Oh, what a tackle that is. Oh, he's onside by a mile,
Oh, froze. Someone have to. There we are. That Lascelles putting a tackle in as well, aye.
Sen wins the ball there, I mean, you could be caught some of the player, but I mean, it's a superb tackle for me.
It looks like I like Abraham's always a good player.
Yeah, he is. He is. I don't know if VAR's. I've got the commentary on, so I don't know if VAR's going to look at this, but I'm just worried with the modern game. You know, the way that it is. Like, they might have got the man first or something there.
I don't think so. They don't seem to be talking about it.
No, they're not. No. I mean, for me, it's a fantastic challenge, an unbelievable challenge.
Yeah, it's a cracking. Because I thought I was saying he was on offside. Sorry. Although Giroud, he never scores past us, so at least I've got options.
He's a good-looking man, him as well, isn't he? He's lushing.
He is, aye.
He is. He is lush, like. He got done by was it the Sun or the Mirror that caught him out when he was having an affair with some flinging out a picture of him coming in his life runs out the bathroom. Some last took a photo of him. It wasn't good, like.
I missed that.
I see the comments about him saying that he would have come here in 2015, but we chose McLaren instead, the Chelsea manager.
Oh, Christ! What a choice!
He's
got a fairly similar haircut to McLaren, just a bit longer.
Yeah.
In a few years.
Oh, it'll be a gunner. That's all right. It's all okay. I just had a worry there. Honestly, I did for VAR, but it was to be fair, you got to credit Lascelles there because I think it was Clark that played him on side.
Aye.
And Lascelles for me is not the quickest in the world, but what a tackle that is to get back there and win the ball cleanly.
That was superb. He did really well there, right? What time are you on deck? Just out of curiosity.
I'm on 16, 37, 38.
All right, I've had to restart mine. I'm 16:45 now, so there's not much in it. Like, so. Yeah,
right, okay. Anyways.
How are you, Emil?
Oh. It's back. I'm on 58 now, 59.
Yeah, it's me now. Go back round run.
Okay, yeah, sound.
There it goes.
I don't mind if we see the press is coming now, though. Well done, Saint. God, he's done well there, you know.
He's done
good
really
ball
well
as well.
Aye. And Joe. The idea wasn't bad. Actually, when I throw it up there.
That's okay. Sometimes, you know, I know it's a bit like Allardyce football, like percentage-based football, but like sometimes that knock up the line, it turns the back four. You know what I mean? And as you say, they'll normally knock it out for a throw-in. Oh, he's had it, I think, Abraham, like.
Aye. As part of us is like hope so because he's dangerous, like. But I hope he's fit again tomorrow. Cause I like Abraham.
It's a tough one because I don't know if I'd rather have him on or Giroud because I think Giroud's just like unreal. But he's a different sort of prospect, though, isn't he? To what Abraham is. He's not going to move as much as him. He's so good in the air, like.
He's mad because he's one of those ones that you think, how can he be as immobile, if you want to say it as Giroud is, but still get goals? I mean, he's on track to reach France's record goal scorer, and he's been a great player like since Arsenal got him.
I've honestly always thought, well, maybe I've always thought he was underrated by a lot of people, especially when he was at Arsenal. I never really seemed to see any good press about him, but I think what people have sort of realised now is that he does deserve more of a chance because at Chelsea he doesn't get really a fair shot for me.
Not so much. I mean, he must be 32, 33 now as well, so he's not going to get any quicker or any more mobile. But you know, that's a really good touch by Abraham as well. It's just he's unlucky.
Yeah,
he's really unlucky. Lascelles does so well there.
God, he does. Doesn't he? He probably does touch his foot, doesn't he?
Abraham. The thing is, Abraham like puts his right foot in. He steps across him to try and draw the foul. I think it looks like that's what's happening.
He looks furious. He must not. It's like a bad. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, he's given it that 3-4 minutes maybe there, and
he's tried. Yeah.
No, that's a shame for him. That like.
Michael, I think everyone loves playing against us. I think it's the problem, especially when they're a striker.
They're just saying on commentary that he's got a particularly good record against us. Like so.
Oh Jesus.
I'm not too sure. I've got in my head he scored a hat-trick pass for Arsenal once. About 5-6 years ago, maybe.
He probably. Oh, most goals as sub.
Aye.
Well, we've managed to get through the first 20.
Aye.
okay-ish. I mean, don't get us wrong, them have definitely looked the better side, but that's, I would have to say, to be expected. Like,
it's been far from catastrophic so far, hasn't it? They've looked. I mean,
you're right.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly couldn't say that Chelsea hadn't been a better side, but I think Newcastle looked pretty, by our standards and considering the opponents, looked pretty solid.
See, again, if you look, that's through there was 5 players. Well, one back there, you see, there was 5 players up there. He's doing well there.
He's done really well there. And again, it's a lot of traffic.
Free kick will do it, maybe?
No, he's not giving it.
It's the one wide. Well done, Hayden.
Go on.
Go on, son.
Oh, I thought you had him there.
I did as well. He did well, actually, the defender, because I thought he was in there.
Keeper, well done.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. Whoa, careful. Oh, what a ball that is from Shelby.
That's a great knock, that, on his left foot, the goalkeeper.
Give it a seed. Oh, it's poor. Really poor.
Better options on there.
From Shelby, that was as well.
It was a great ball, that. I thought it looked like he'd panicked there, but it's a superb ball, that. Offside. It's half a chance. That was half a, you know what I mean? Like, we got in there and Saint has to be doing better there, like, to be fair. I agree with that. Like, it's just a ball, it is.
Yeah, it's a lovely ball. It's a good one as well, like.
It is. He picks a ball a bit. Almiron, yeah.
It's a shame because out of anyone Lewis could have pulled it back there, it would have been Saint I would have wanted, to be honest.
Aye. Jack asking for a panic stations yet because of Fulham's result yesterday. I don't think so yet, but I saw someone say this afternoon that Fulham only need to make up 4 points before the last game of the season because we'll play them down there.
That's right, we do, yeah.
So I mean, 4 points is like it's nothing, not over 15 games, whatever it is we've got left. So I'm not saying panic stations yet, but there's cause for concern. Like,
I'm not panic stations, like, but I'm not going to lie. When I seen the result yesterday, and seen who got the 2 goals, I think was more so like, yeah, because I know that I've got a lot of Sunderland friends, and they've all said that he's a really good player, and obviously then they lost him for next to nothing, and then come and score 2 goals like as quick as he has, like. The issue for Fulham for me was they played quite pretty football, but they couldn't score enough goals. Yeah, and the last thing you want is their new striker. I feel like getting a load of confidence.
Is Lookman still there? Amendola Lookman.
He is, yeah. I'm sure he still is. He just hasn't been. Oh, there's Graham there on the iPad there. Checking something that he was. But that result against Everton, but by all accounts, I didn't watch all of it. By all accounts, Everton were poor, like as well. But it was a bit of a shocking result, like because we had that 10-point sort of cushion. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't expect. I mean, we beat Everton as well by 2-0. So they've got a hiccup in them. Everton have kind of settled a bit this season. What are they? 7th at the minute. So they're certainly not like it's not a shock result, but is it? It's certainly a surprise, isn't it? When you think it's a Carlo Ancelotti team, and
it is. Yeah, and I still think Everton. Oh God, well out.
Get out.
I think it's because Ancelotti's there. You know, I think why I believe Everton. I just expect them to maybe win in more games. Like when they go against these lower teams, I just expect them to win because of who they've got in charge, really.
Some of the players have got as well. Like when you look at Richarlison and James and that, and I'm the same, mate. You think of like a manager like Ancelotti, you just automatically think he's going to be that next little tier above, don't you?
Yep. Good block.
Blocked. Get away.
Well out. Yeah, definitely does, John. Definitely. The thing is, he's a true box-to-box midfielder. You know, he's 1 minute you'll see him right on the edge of their box, they're almost creating something. The next time you'll see him, he's defending. And I mean, by all accounts, that's what Bruce has been asking for ages, hasn't he? According to Luke Edwards was saying as well, wasn't he, that it's the type of player. I'm not saying Willock's the player, but the type of player he's wanted is a true box-to-box player because we haven't got one. I mean. I actually thought Longstaff could be that. I thought Sean could be that, but he's just not that type of player. He's more of a holding midfielder, as is Shelby's more holding. You know,
we've got a lot of that. I mean, Hendrick, Hayden. You don't really see them busting guts and kind of doing the box-to-box thing that we've seen. You mentioned Wijnaldum. there, and he was. I loved him, mate.
He was incredible.
Obviously, he's gone on and won the Champions League and the Premier League with Liverpool since, like, so he's obviously a quality player, like. But he's
he is.
What does Paul say now? Saw people panicking as if Burnley and Sheffield United were going to roll over, both hitting form, and Fulham struggle against relegation rivals. Worrying certainly, but not too worried yet. I'm the same, Paul. Like, I'm by no stretch of the imagination do I think it's a foregone conclusion and we're safe, or that really Fulham winning yesterday is kind of going to change too much. But like I say, oh God,
the defending there, man, was terrible.
Timo Werner's. Well, I'm not going to say it because he probably scored, but
God, that was shocking defending that, you know.
Kraft's got two of them there.
Where Clark is Lascelles as well as Lascelles is even there.
Lascelles is
trying to come back.
Spot.
God, that is an absolute sitter, that, isn't it? Really. Well, that's been the biggest let off. Certainly, that was very poor.
Undoubtedly, that's they should be doing more of that, like.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, it seems to come from us playing quite narrow. We've said a few times now that the fullbacks tend to come in, don't they?
Yep. Always. I've said that for years, especially with Yedlin. It was my biggest criticism. Well, almost my biggest criticism of Yedlin was just getting too narrow.
It's heavy.
I mean, and you think there, you've went narrow there, and there's still no one at centre half. Like, there's still no one, like, even though we were narrow there, to make the wide ball be an option, there was no one in centre half. Well done there, like. Our ball.
That's ours.
Hopefully.
Oh. Have we had an attempt? I wonder, was it the maximum and it got blocked?
Yeah, would be, yeah. I think they've had 7 attempts, but I think other than the only one on target was the Gale one that he headed over the bar.
Yeah.
Thoughts on Sturridge? What's your thoughts on that, Bestie?
I saw someone today saying that he hadn't played since he left Trabzonspor, and I didn't know he'd gone there to start with, to be honest with you, so he's gone completely off the radar for me. If you get 2012 Daniel Sturridge, and die definitely, but you're not here, you're getting...
Yeah, for me, it's a no-go. Like, I mean, I've got a question for you, actually, in regards to that. I mean, obviously, we've sort of promoted Atsu up to the 25-man squad. Does that make any difference if you got someone in like that, Sturridge? Are you allowed to make another change to that 25-man squad? Or
apparently, if you've got a long-term injury, like I suppose we'll have with Callum Wilson, then you can apply. Right. Well, you can apply to the FA and kind of take it from there. Whether or not
I just couldn't see how we could get in. That's what I thought. Even if we did want him or did sign him,
no, they can apparently apply for an extra spot, but. I don't know the ins and outs, because I thought that as well. You think, well, you've got your 25 men, and that's a lot, like. But
I think he said for a long time, Bruce, and I'm not saying I agree with him. I'm just saying what he's saying, that we've got 4 options up there. I know Wilson's out, don't get us wrong, but that still leaves you Carroll, Gale, and Joelington, and I think he's going to think that that's enough. It's maybe enough bodies wise, but is the quality there?
Not for me. Like, I mean,
no, I agree. Well, same what you're doing.
This could be trouble because he's rapping him like.
Well tackle, Lewis. Well done.
Really well done, that. Our ball. Yeah, well done, because he was what's he?
What's it? He's not happy with something, is he?
He's taking a whack in the mouth.
Oh, Jesus Christ, how way, mate. Like, I'm not being funny, but the pain has honestly hit me harder than that. That's
ridiculous, that.
And he's like doing that as if there's blood there. Like, come on. Are we still doing it? I think it is a little bit, actually.
It looks like, he might have just...
Yeah, he might have. He's got long fingernails, that's what I put it. He did well, though, Lewis, there, to be fair. He did well.
He did really well.
He was coming back. Sorry, he was coming forward, and he did well to get intercept that.
If he's bleeding, he should be off the pitch, shouldn't he, really? Especially these days.
What's the there's a few that they've zoomed in on the sidelines there with these sort of iPads with the game on.
Aye.
I didn't think that was allowed. No, am I totally wrong there?
I'm not too sure, but I remember when Allardyce was manager, he used to have screens up in the dugout, didn't he?
He did all the time.
Take him down. So I don't know what the crack is, mate. I don't know, because I wanted that as well.
It's the first time I've seen anyone use them in a game. I've never seen them for ages. Like obviously Graham Jones is sitting there, and he's been using it. And
I mean, it's something that it's obviously going to be helpful, isn't it? It's going to be beneficial to have the different camera angles, and you can kind of
100%,
rewind stuff and watch how the team shapes change and stuff like that. So I'm not too sure. I mean,
I'm sure before it was banned before VAR came in because rightfully assistant managers or players were getting annoyed when them were seeing the sort of the correct footage, if you like, from a replay. Shit. It was coming well.
Giroud.
Jesus Christ.
Aye. Maybe it was because of VR, mate. You could be right, because I know that on the big screens you can show the game, but I think they're limited to replays. But
that's me, Dad.
That seems so much.
That's poor. That really poor.
It's desperate. It is. The thing is, Hayden shows him down the line, and then he's just too quick. Who beats Kraft? Should your defender deal with that there, or should it be the keeper? Let's have a look.
Probably the keeper has to do better, like, to be fair. Probably for me.
Diving into the bodies like that doesn't seem too clever to me, like, but yeah. He's got an open goal, hasn't he, basically? Oh, well, half an hour had.
Yeah, such a soft goal, isn't it, man?
It is, and that's been a problem with us, like, we'll give away, well done. We'll give away some dreadful goals.
Yeah, I know.
Well done. What's that was?
Yeah, it's very poor, that, like. Played. See, once his press comes on, he's done well there, actually.
Did a little bit heavy there, but
bit heavy. He did well in the, oh god.
Go on, Emil. Hot a bit. Oh.
Calm.
As Paul saying, game over, soft goal, Darlow over Dubravka. I mean, I would play Dubravka as soon as he's fit, like, anyway, without that taking that goal into consideration. But I'm still not too sure if you blame Darlow for it or if it. He's offside there, isn't he?
I don't think it was. I mean, I always look at how the ball gets to where it gets to, and like for me, Hayden passes Werner on so easily to Kraft and then just almost runs away. Why not just stay with him and double up against that winger rather than you got one-on-one with a fullback there? That's poor for me.
That's something I always think. It's almost like they invite balls into the box because they know that they're pretty good in the air and they should be able to deal with them. Oh, well done. I say well done.
Yeah, it was all right, like, but see now they've got him doubled up here, like that. Like, I know he's still coming inside there, but I just felt that Hayden should have just maybe stayed with him. He almost just sort of said, "Oh, it's all right. He's moving towards you now, Kraft. You have him."
Yeah, he passed him off a little bit. He did.
It just went past Hayden like he wasn't even there.
Ooh, should do more. Should do more with that. He's done really well to get through there, like.
To be fair, Kraft as well, to follow him there. Kraft's the right back. He's followed him into almost the centre of the penalty area. Maybe just done enough to put him off, but again, you can just see though, can't you, the real class above in opposition. Like, and I'm not going to sit here and berate us by any stretch because it's just, but you can just see the speed in which they move the ball and move off the ball. It's just night and day compared to most teams that you watch. You know what I mean? And these aren't that good, to be fair, but like,
it really is. Like, you can see the options they seem to have when we get the ball, and it's like 3 or 4 blue shirts. So you think, we're not getting through here.
Yeah.
Whereas it can be the opposite, where they've got a handful of blokes with loads of black and white shirts between them and the goal. You think, God, there's a chance. We just don't seem to have anything in the way. I mean, I don't want to say we don't have any creativity because it's mad to say that way. You've got Sam Maximan and.
I think this is a goal again. You see, they've got 2 out wide here. I think this is the goal. There it is.
Aye.
So Hayden comes out.
Hayden's come over.
And Hayden just lets him go.
It kind of cuts in the middle. I think that looks like that's the plan, is for Hayden to kind of pass him off and then go into, because you see Hayden's here kind of sort of defending the front post. I don't know.
No one's sat. It is Darlow's poor there for me.
I don't know what to make, because it's similar to the goal that conceded at Spurs almost, in that like he's trying to cut it off on the way through, and it just hasn't. He's like anticipated almost, which is a kind of thing that he does quite a bit, where he seems to not guess where the ball's going, but he anticipates it really well sometimes, and other times it catches him out.
It's one of them. If Giroud's not standing there, you'd probably say well done.
Aye.
Chris, lad.
Hi, boys. So I tuned in just in time to see us concede. So
you see the goal, yeah.
Wait, tell me about
bother. How we played? It looks pretty defensive as been.
Well, I think it's been defensive because them haven't given us a chance for it not to be. Like, I wouldn't say we've set up defensively. We've getting in a couple of times. We've getting in some okay areas, but we've really, we've done nothing with them at all. But within reason, that goal's been coming. Like there's no two ways about it. Like
it's not been an awful performance for the most part, but it's been like Lascelles injured Abraham when he was through on goal. That was
I was listening to you. So I had it on in the car driving down. I didn't put the commentary on. I just listened to you on the way down. Then I think Decker said that it's not a great thing that Giroud's coming on. Evidently.
I don't know how many score past us now, but
absolute worst, mate.
What are you on, Chris? What's your can?
Well, this is just Lidl's own energy drinks, mate, and it's called Kong Strong.
Kong Strong.
Kong Strong.
Where did they get the names from for some of the stuff, man? Like, you know what I mean?
No idea, mate. Kong Strong.
Remember when Aldi used to make disco biscuits? Oh, great, that.
Disco, yeah. Disco biscuits, I remember them as well.
What were they called?
Disco biscuits?
Oh.
They were called
disco, rip-offs or something?
Oh, no, they're called disco. That had to change them, because obviously disco biscuits are a euphemism, isn't it, for...
Yeah, that's right.
Drugs.
Yeah, for drugs, aye.
Aye.
I quite like the little Rocky bars, little chocolate Rocky bars.
Best, mate.
Lovely. In Aldi. Oh, I got 2 seconds.
What minute are you on, by the way, boys?
Yeah, he's doing well, Lewis.
37, 32, 33, 34.
I'm a couple of seconds behind. Bestie, are you on the FHD one or just the HD?
Can't remember.
Hang on, I'll have a look.
FHD.
I'll join the HD one because that'll probably be in time. So chocolate bars, do you know which are the greatest chocolate bar ever? A gold bar.
Yes, mate. Yes.
Amazing.
Lush them like.
There's another one.
I like a breakaway.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Too.
I thought it looked like it could be a handball, when it was coming over. Oh, for Teddy's as well. Oh, my lads, it's 2021.
I didn't actually see that one, to be fair, until I just heard him say.
Darlow's unlucky there because he gets a good hand on that one, but it's already over the line. Like Pickford last season. I'm sure there's a hand in the air here. I wonder if it. Number 18.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, it's miles over. I hadn't realised.
Giroud goes in with his hand, but I don't think it touches it.
Oh,
was
it clocks head, I think.
That's like millimeters from touching his hand, that isn't it?
Oh, it has, yeah.
I don't think it has either. Get Snick on the case. Snick out.
I think I better go. Fuck me.
Oh, mate, you ruined this over here. Like, ruined it. Me and Deck were having a nice night, and I was going to ask Decker to work out why I picked the shirts I picked tonight, and then look what's happened.
They're checking this, aren't they?
Mm.
Are they checking for offside?
Handball, I think.
No, I think it's offside. That's giving it.
Well, he's miles over the line. Like.
I'll give it a possible offside. I don't really understand who was offside there.
Yeah, we had
Timo Werner.
Timo Werner hadn't scored in how long?
Oh, God.
He's had another arm in the face there.
Hey, honestly, he doesn't want anyone to come near him.
This is when I get a little bit more worried. This conceding 2 in quick succession.
What do you think? 5-6 type of stuff.
Aye. Ooh, Gale's on the deck there, like.
Oh, he's fell out. You're a bit ahead of us, I think.
I'm a. Okay, I can either be behind you or in front of you. I'll jump back on the other one.
Didn't have to do that there. That was stupid.
What's Almiron look like? Just out of the game.
Yeah, I've barely had a kick, mate, to be honest with you.
Pretty much completely, yeah. I mean, you'd pretty much say all of them. Like, I wouldn't say there's a player I would say, oh, he's looked really threatening, you know what I mean, or had much of the ball.
So Maximan's had a couple of little breaks, hasn't he? Hasn't been out with
it. Yeah,
a
couple, yeah. Again, so narrow again, man. You're just allowing him to get a full head of steam up and come towards you.
Just going back to the first goal, I'm not sure if you noticed, I'm not sure if you mentioned this, that Clark looked like he went for the ball and he pulled his foot away at the last minute as if he was like comfortable that Darlow was going to get it.
I didn't really tell me. I couldn't look like Darlow had come across him, but I couldn't see the.
Yeah.
I'm still not too sure who got the touch.
Really.
Yeah. Oh. Take me that in 5-a-side.
Just go down. You should have just went down there. That's the way it should be. Get out.
Has anyone heard from Mark?
No,
not since this afternoon. No. Like when he messaged to say his back was out.
He's putting out in WhatsApp, has he?
No.
Sure, just pretend he's gone on a sandwich making course. Jason Hobby says, "Evening lads, I'm having a shit night in work. Is there anything positive so far?"
Work's probably better, Jason. Probably better.
Bruce's badge is straight as pose at least.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
I'm sure
is
Jonesy had a word
straight again.
Aye,
perfectly straight this time.
I reckon Big Jonesy's had a word and said, "Yeah, sort your life out, mate." Like,
Steve, you do realise the badge is supposed to be this way, don't you?
What? I mean, I know I'm not saying we're going to get back in the game, but we just need to get to half time at 2. Like, because if it goes 3 before half time, you know, then you could be talking real problems. Like,
did you hear his interview the other day saying that he could have had the Newcastle job?
I was telling you.
Went for the right choice there, didn't we?
It's like when you watch a Bobby Robson film, and towards the end, Guardiola says, I offered to go, but he didn't want us. I thought, fuck, how Bobby. Like,
Can I just point out, people in the comments will see this. You boys won't see this, but we've randomly got a couple of Sunderland fans watching the stream. So welcome along to the Newcastle United stream. Nice of you to join, my lads.
I've got a fair
great.
enough.
Thanks for watching. Your bell ends.
I mean, why would you do that? Like, what?
I don't know.
I just don't understand why
they probably think that they're going to record this and get like some amazing footage from it of us like kicking off, but
definitely won't get that.
Wouldn't know what shit. Wouldn't know what shit. So thanks, lads. You're just helping us out at the end of the day.
No. It's mental. I'll leave a like on the video, lads, while you're here, and we'll.
Subscribe. Help us out. Become a member if you want. Or if like somebody donates like a $5, like that'll start like Jason Hobby off on the super chat as well.
And more.
How's that not got out? And I don't want to get out of there like him.
It's good pressure again, though. That
it is because if he's just at a lump at the end, you would imagine we should get it back now. Yep.
Yes.
Good ball up.
Oh, mate.
Oh, he still got it. No, he hasn't now. Frustrating that there.
Like Tino always seemed to have the wrong boots in. He slipped over so often.
It's like one touch football this to get up the field, isn't it?
They're a good side, these.
They are really good.
Just shows you what a new manager does, though, doesn't it?
Aye. It's well done. That craft. Stood him up.
So, Declan, on the drive down, I heard you mention that Giroud photo that was going around a few years back. I saw it. He was coming out of a hotel shower with just these little tighty whities on.
Right, yeah.
He had to put a full thing on social media saying, "I just want to apologise to me wife, to me family, and stuff like that." Didn't he?
Oh, mate.
Put it out there. His last must have went, right, I'm going to type it up for you and you're pressing send.
Yeah.
Looks a bit like Ryland, doesn't he?
He does a bit, yeah. He does a bit, actually. He got caught royally on that photo like it was a bad one.
Aye.
Do you ever see the ones of Lavetti?
No, I don't think so, no.
I'll have to I'll have to put him in WhatsApp. Like I can't really
describe it.
Well, describe it. He's got company. He's wearing a captain's cap.
He's got Vincent with him, has he?
He's wearing a captain's cap, like a sailor captain.
Oh, and no else.
Amazing.
What a guy.
Oh, fair play. Like, sometimes you're going to take your cap off, like, but obviously he did the opposite.
Then he had Tom Jones playing in the background.
Live, I should imagine. Live and in person.
Just in the corner, standing on a stool.
He's giving it away again.
Oh, dear.
The problems, yeah. Crafts was right on the other side.
Oh, that's poor. Is he left-footed, Mount?
I think both, I think.
Oh, Phil Campbell. What's he said?
Hey, Campbell.
By half time, Declan Bessie shall get the guitars out.
Hey, how's it going, Phil? I haven't seen him in ages.
I did a practice once with Phil years and years ago. Good drummer, like. Good musician.
Good drummer, yeah.
Just a really good musician, Phil. Like,
Yeah.
Can you play the guitar as well, Bestie?
I played the bass. I was in bands for years. I was in bands when I was a kid.
You keep that one quiet, didn't you?
I wasn't very good.
Oh,
I'm still not. I think the time I played with Phil was probably the last time I played at all, apart from a couple of daft things with some lads from work. Like, so either test.
See, Chris, we just need you to get on the drums, and then I can sing a bit. Best you can.
I drunkenly bought a harmonica once.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah.
I got one.
You don't know how to play that yet? Or not?
We've got
it is.
We had a book club thing at work, and one of them was like this harmonica, and I thought, I'll have a bit of that, like, and it was like a kid's harmonica, like a SpongeBob SquarePants type of thing. Like, so it was
Adam, you beat us to that comment there, Adam. I was good. Look at that comment where you're
Basty.
Well done, Almiron. Oh, I'll be a throw. He's fell to the ground. Oh, he hasn't given. Go on, Saint lad. Oh, he's got no one, has he?
Oh, look, go on. Wilson there. Lewis was the ball there. Wilson.
Try and win a corner if you can.
No, what it is for Chelsea being 2-0 up. Yeah, they're still grafting, like, isn't they?
Oh, they are, right.
Defensive these. Look at this. This will be one touch all the way to the top.
Oof. What do you reckon for the second half, lads? Do you reckon we're bringing this one back? Turn it around?
More the same. More the same.
No chance. Not a chance. Well, I've had a shot at the keeper, I haven't had one.
Do you know what it is? Well, I think I know we've got the injuries in there, but I think even with Wilson in, you're probably going to get very similar. I don't think much would change.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
It's Ryland.
Yeah, I think it's a funny one for me. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to go into it because you imagine there'll just be all sorts going on. But and this is probably wrong. My attitude here is probably wrong. But like, I can quite clearly see the class difference there. And I wouldn't say it's that we're not willing to put a shift in. I wouldn't say that we're on purposely being negative. I just think sometimes you have to look at it and go, them are better than us.
They're a better team than we are, yeah.
That's just the way it is.
This is something I wanted to touch on because none of us, the three of us, aren't Bruce fans, far from it. But he's been getting slated because of his press conference where he said Chelsea were a decent team. Our decent team.
I've never got that, mate. Like, you get it all the time whenever he says anything. Like, he's always talking with down and talking the team up. Every manager in the world does that.
Yeah.
Like, managers are always, you get the occasional exception, but managers always go, oh, yeah. But
like, managers always say that we're a decent team. And it's really weird, even though we're not. Like, managers always say it. I think it's just copy and paste every single interview that you go into. Just be polite to their team.
It's all PR, and it's all kind of, you've got to respect the other team, and You hear whenever like a manager says something a little bit out of turn about the opponents, they hear themselves. That's how our team talk sorted.
Yeah.
So you've got to do that. You've got to kind of. It's almost like a pleasantry, really. I don't.
Like, it's not very often you'll hear a manager come out and say, "Oh, we'll beat these. We're better than these."
No,
you never ever hear it.
I never pay any attention to what's said in press conferences unless there's something about injured players or.
I don't watch them. There's people that watch them religiously, so they'll watch a press conference every single. It's just the same, lads. Like, you don't have to watch it. It's just the same.
Oh, it's rubbish.
See, behind closed doors, that's like the Chelsea manager is probably saying, or even the Chelsea players will be saying,
the week there,
we're going to smash these today. Of course, but in the press and in the media, they're going to be as nice as you can, as nice as you can be.
They've got to, they have to, because imagine if Chelsea management and coaching staff came out and said, "Nah, it should be a comfortable game for her." Imagine if we went on and get the 3 points out of that. They're just going to look like idiots. So of course they're not going to do it. So as much as we don't like Bruce, like I'm not getting. That's not another stick to use against him. That one for me. It's just common. Every single manager, like Bessie said, every manager does it.
I've said that before. Like, there's so many things that you can legitimately criticize Bruce for. You don't need to kind of fabricate stuff, not fabricate, but you don't need to make kind of mountains out of molehills, as it were. Like,
totally agree. Yeah.
There's a few questions coming in there. I've just noticed Adam's pissed off, so I guess that's me taking control.
Oh, I thought he was annoyed. Sorry, I didn't.
No. Is relegation now a concern? I know
now, it has been.
It has been. But I think obviously we got a couple of results on our belt and a couple of decent performances. But obviously, as each match week passes, the teams below will start picking up more points, more than what we are. We're 10 points safe now. 7 now.
Right. 7, and we've got Fulham to play. So Fulham, someone made a point on Twitter earlier. I was saying
could narrow it down to 4.
Fulham, if only Fulham need to do is get it down to 4 points, and then that last game of the season becomes the playoff, basically. I don't know what their goal difference is like compared to ours, but I can't imagine it's a great deal worse, if it is at all.
You wouldn't have thought so. You would have thought it'd be very similar, wouldn't you?
Aye, because they were desperate towards the start of the season, but
you look at the fixtures we've got coming up. Compared to the likes of Fulham fixtures that aren't very great on us.
Fulham have got a better goal difference than us.
There you go.
They're a -12. We are -15, but I don't know if that's live. So we might be -17 now. I'm not too sure. So that's fun.
Yeah, so it's not looking great.
It's not, and it's not. Relegation isn't a concern now, but it's a concern. It's just not a fresh concern.
I agree there. Like, I mean, for me, I've been worried about relegation the minute Bruce got appointed. No. So, like, do you know what I mean? It hasn't gone away. It never goes away. But I with them winning last night, I still didn't look and go, "Oh, we're down here. We've had it." Where was it? A lot of people's reaction was like that when we got beat off Villa. I remember we got beat off Villa, and everyone was like, "The players are like they've been relegated, and we've had it." I think we went and beat Everton the following week. Like it's just, I still think there's an awful lot of football to be played. I'm certainly not sitting here saying I'm confident and it's going to be fine. Absolutely not. But I also wouldn't say I'm sitting here going, "Yeah, we've had it." Yeah,
we've got like 14, 15 games left. I think this season.
So much football to go.
Loads. And I mean, that's
lucky us.
I was going to say that the more games there are, the kind of more concerned I think I would be, because it gives Fulham more time to kind of make. And 4 points or 5 points is nothing to make up.
This doesn't help. So the goal is thrown back. Obviously, Werner comes back on the pitch after a bit going off because he had that cut on his lip. Then he's just by himself. He's got all the time in the world on that left-hand side. See, look away how he just comes back on here. All the time in the world. But if you watch when the ball comes in, it's great play in the box. Kraft can't really do much the way he like shifts back there. But watch. See, Clark, his foot goes out and then comes back in.
Let's have a look.
You're ahead of us. Where
is he? There he is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of he pulls out a little bit, doesn't he?
It seems as if he thinks that Doddle's just going to collect that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he gets a shout or what, or if that's his own choice.
I'm still not too sure. Yeah, kind of where blame lies there. I mean, Clark,
He definitely makes the movement and then decides not to, doesn't he?
He seems to, like,
100%. Yeah.
We've seen that earlier in the season against somebody else, and I can't remember who, where Darlow shouts for it. It was Tottenham.
Well, I think it was Tottenham earlier in the season where Darlow kind of committed early because he's anticipating the ball to go a certain way, and obviously Richie was at the back post and
I can't remember.
Just seemed to leave the ball. And who was it who scored? The bloke who scored 3 against Ajax a couple of years ago. Not Morata.
Oh, Mora.
Lucas Moura, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he scored for them. Jamal Lewis getting a hard time from Gary Neville here on the commentary.
Who is?
Jamal Lewis. I see he fell asleep. Oh yeah, he's totally leap. Werner's his man, like he just lets him go. You see, he hit the back post.
He's just stood, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Lewis's man there, definitely. Darlow, he does fairly well here. He's unlucky. About 10 yards behind the line, like, but. However, lads, I've got 4 shirts behind us. And I've picked them especially for Chelsea. I want you to tell us why.
Ooh.
It's because we've beat them wearing them shirts.
Specifically,
away at Stamford Bridge.
That's that one. That's a Cisse shirt.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
Hang on. Last game of the season, Shearer's last season. Beat St James's, Bramble scored.
Are you on the actual games where we've scored? In that?
Of course we are. Right,
okay. I thought the answer I was saying we beat Chelsea and all that shirts.
That was Shearer got the God of Honour off the pitch at full time.
Yeah.
In that one.
That one's obviously Cisse's goal, of course.
No.
The far right one is when he does Desai. Shearer turns Desai and screams at that side.
Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. This one's a bit more of a personal one. It's a bit more niche. This was the day I moved back up from Norfolk. Was the day we played in the League Cup and Ranger and Sammy scored. Beat them 4-2, I think.
I would have never got that.
That was a late because that's me little. That's when I came back to North. But that one, like what Shearer did to Desai there, like I mean, I love that France team from the '98 World Cup. Like I don't know. I think it was because Ginola. I got into France when I was like 14, 15. And that World Cup, I was the one who won that World Cup, and Desai was like, you don't do that to Marcel Desai.
I watched it.
So disrespectful.
I watched an interview not long ago. It was only a few weeks ago, and it's Shearer like talking about that goal, or somebody else talking about it, saying like he wasn't a bad defender. I literally rinsed him.
It was like, what did I watch? I watched a video of someone the other day, and it was just players bouncing off him, and it was like that. This is Marcel Desai. I mean, he was towards the end of his career by this point, like
still though.
Yeah.
And Chelsea were a good side.
The finish as well, though. I mean, I have to be fair. Like, if he turns Desai like that and lashes it from 35 yards out, and it goes where it should go, which is probably the Gallowgate end, like in the stand. Nobody ever talks about like that. Him doing Desai. It's the goal. Obviously, the keeper Cudicini just stands there and is like, hang on a second, what's just happened there? It's unreal.
Was a Clive goal in the cup? I'm sure he played the FA Cup that year as well. And Clive scored a header. I'm sure Taita scored last game this season. Amiobi in the League Cup. Amiobi Ranger. I think maybe it's Leon Best, but I may be wrong about that.
That was it. Was that when we hammered them away?
Aye.
It was like
4-2 or 4-1.
4-3, wasn't it? I thought.
Was it 4-3? I can't remember. I didn't watch the game. I was in Barnacastle having a Chinese, so I didn't actually see the game. Like, but
getting your eyes tested.
Best have you watched any last week's podcast yet?
All of them are great.
He hasn't.
Love them. It was a bit sad. When that kid gets poorly and dies halfway through. Like, but apart from that, that might have been. I might be conflating it with It's a Sin. Actually,
that might be something different, mate.
Aye. Honestly, I've got me Spotify. I've got podcast after podcast. I've got about 10 months worth of years worth that I just haven't listened to yet. I just don't seem to find the time to listen to podcasts at the minute. It's too many podcasts. Need fewer podcasts. Yeah,
I've noticed on social media there's like another 4 Newcastle podcasts starting up as well. Like, we don't need any more podcasts. This just one's enough. Just this one.
Us. Athletic ones are, I suppose.
Yeah, just us.
See, I'm saying I don't listen to anything. Ryan Taylor.
My mate. Our mate, Ryan Taylor.
Aye. I don't know if I'm actually qualified to call him it because I've not watched much of last week's.
Yeah, you're definitely not his mate. You won't be my mate for much longer either.
Sing me something.
So Neil says Bestie's got, where is it? Bestie's got the biggest long sleeve shirt collection. So Bestie, do you want to tell people the ones that you're missing? Because it's easier to tell people the ones that you're missing.
The ones I'm missing. I've got all the Adidas ones apart from the only home one I'm missing from Adidas was the Duncan Ferguson. You know, it's hard to describe because we had the home and away shirt the same, but it's the home shirt was the same for 2 seasons, but with different sponsors. It's the first NTL shirt.
Yeah,
I'm missing that
which
one.
was your favourite brown ale shirt. Like,
aye, that's right.
That was the home one at that time.
Aye, away shirts. What am I missing away shirt wise? The blue one with the orange and green. The green striped away shirt, the Michael Owen away at West Brom shirt.
Oh yeah.
And the blue one with the black square on it from 90.
What's your thoughts on this season? Is the first season where you can't actually buy the long sleeve shirts?
Last season you couldn't either.
Okay, not last season. I thought this year was the first.
The season before was weird because I never saw them on sale, but they've got some on classic football shirts, but only in kids sizes. So I don't know what the score was with that one. But it's been a couple of years now. It's a bit of a.
Why is that like? What's the reason?
I don't know. Well, I suppose
demand mustn't be very high. That's why.
I mean, players tend to wear.
It's only Bessie that buys them.
No, players tend to buy base layers now rather than away base layers rather than long sleeve shirts. Like, so it's kind of fallen by the wayside a bit. But the last time I can remember us wearing long sleeve shirts was the promotion, the 125-year home shirt.
Yeah.
A few players did that season. Lejeune did, Perez did, Marino did, Hayden. Cheers, Neil, bless you. It was a really good video of Ryan Taylor. Simon, cheers. I'm taking a lot of credit for that.
You haven't even watched it?
I did. I watched one bit during Amy had to go upstairs during it to sin for. I'm not going to say it, but she had to pop upstairs for a moment, powder on hers, and I did catch a little bit of it. And he did come across really well.
Do you know what it is? Like I mentioned on the last recording that we did after the Shearer one. Yes, Alan Shearer. After Shearer appeared, I said that I was unbelievably shocked and surprised about how friendly Taylor was. Like, yeah, I would say the first 10 minutes, it took a little while to obviously get comfortable and everybody get comfortable with each other. But towards I reckon about 40 minutes in, it was like I had known him for years, best mates. And some of the stories that he was obviously he was opening up. We weren't even really mentioning them, and he was just going on and he just came across really, really well. And it's fantastic to know that a player like Ryan Taylor, and it wasn't that long ago that he was playing for the club, let's be honest with you, that he's still so much connected to the likes of the football club and the fan base, and he still has that connection. And if you notice, he kept on calling him a we, and it wasn't Newcastle, it was we. Which is, I love it when an ex-player does that, especially a player that's not from this area.
They're talking here about the penalty claim. I don't know if these lads have got it on the screen now. Gary Neville's saying, well, Lascelles clips Abraham's foot before he gets the ball. But if you look at Abraham moves his foot towards us, Lascelles is going for the ball and Abraham tries to get in the way. Like, to me, that shouldn't be a penalty. That, I mean, even if he hits a man first,
Yeah, that's not a penalty, like, at all. The cells is making the movement.
Yeah. If anything, Abraham's fouling the cells there, to me.
Have they mentioned that or not?
Hang on. They're talking about it now. That's kind of what Neville's saying, yeah. He's trying to encourage, trying to kind of buy a penalty almost.
Well, it's a bit like, and it's an infuriating one, when a player goes around the goalkeeper and he just leaves both his standing legs just hanging there. It's just almost just bumps into the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper can't do anything. Do you know what I mean? You're almost just inviting the contact, and that's definitely what he does there. He puts his leg in the way to invite the contact. But for me, it's a fantastic challenge. I mean, if you said to Carragher, if you made that tackle, when you were playing, you would be absolutely furious if that was given as a penalty. Sure.
There's a great comment about the long sleeve shirts. Right, and I didn't even think about this. Is it because of the offside on the sleeve?
I don't know. I suppose if every Premier League team's stopped doing them, then maybe it could be. I don't know. I've got it in my head. I've seen Liverpool play away long sleeves this season, but it might be basically like it could be a Palmer. It might well be, mate. That's that could be a shout.
Like, because we know how ridiculous some of the decisions have been so far, where somebody's like fingernails offside.
But even then, surely if that was the case, you'd have every team's sleeves would need to be exactly the same length to make it. So otherwise, you'd have like Cameroon, like you'd have blokes wearing 3/4, like rolling their sleeves up like that. Or Gary saying Abraham playing for the pen, Jack spot on. And he was as well. And that's a bit of a thing that way. Oh, well done, man. Go on. Yeah, it was. It's almost like Abraham's trying to impede Lascelles because Lascelles is trying to play the ball, and Abraham's thought isn't, I'm going to play the ball here. It's, I'm going to get kicked.
Oh,
I'm going to try and get contact. So yeah, it's. I mean, you see them getting given all the time, and we get them given forward as well. So I'm not going to complain too much if it gets given, like. But
evening, Rob. Thanks for tuning in. Rob's the fella that helped us out.
Oh yeah, all right. Cheers, Rob. Get it out wide, Shelby.
So, Tobias has just said buzzing. We've tested the
yeah.
Right, what time are you on, lads? I'll let one of you do it because I'm not sure if I'm on the same as you. If we're starting at different times.
46 minutes now. So 1, 2, 3.
I'm like 5 seconds ahead of you. Yeah.
I quite like how
keepers. You're not allowed to do that.
I think you can do it.
Can you press pause and then we'll tell you?
No, but if I jump on a different one, it might take it back over.
I quite like how Kepa's their keeper as well. It's like when Arsene Wenger was at Arsenal. I like stuff like that. And you have that lad, Mark Kerr, the defender. It's
right. So Shelby looks like you're stepping up for this. Which row of seats is it going in?
I think it's going. Are you scoring? Yeah.
I reckon if it was facing towards Gallowgate, he'd knock the pigeon.
Nice.
I think he'd hit the man that shouts, "Bonnie lads!" You know him in the Gallowgate.
Scud, nice. Apparently he'd smash Scud's hat off.
He's scoring this, lads. He's proper net boner.
He's miles out here, like. Oh, he hit the target though. He hit the target, to be fair.
Right, we're there, right. So, did you see where the keeper was stood?
Right in the middle.
Centre, pretty much.
Bang in the centre of the goal.
Right in the middle, yeah.
And we'll go back to the argument from last week. Yeah. Stand in the middle of the goal. Darlow last week was hugging the post. Stand in the middle of the goal.
He doesn't score. Not with a side foot.
It depends on how far out the free kick is. If the free kick's like 19 yards out, then you've got to stand on one side because the wall's far more effective because you've got to get up and down.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas if you're like Shelby, there's nearly 30 yards out. The keeper can stand in the middle, and unless it's like unless it's like smoke coming off it, then you've got all day.
Yeah. That's tickled as I go, like he's in Big Ben, yeah.
Got tackle.
Get in, Isaac. Falling down.
Oh no, he's done well.
Oh yeah.
Fuck's sake.
There's a foul.
Aye, fucking all day long, Shelby. Fuck me.
So a few times, I mean, I know we haven't done anything with it, but a few times we've won the ball back quite high up the field, which is still quite refreshing really for us because normally we'll just sit off everyone.
Yeah, it's something that's changed over the last few weeks, hasn't it? We're still doing a thing where everything that's good, we're going to say that's because of Graham Jones, and when it's shit, it's because of Bruce. Yeah, so I'm happy to go along with that. Like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
So yeah, since Jones came in, they have started attacking further up the field. Like,
yeah, we're going to do this till the end of the season. If we get relegated, it's Bruce's fault.
Bruce's defensive deficiencies have definitely come to the fore again. Like today, it's been
Decker, is that top that you're wearing? Is that a remake?
It's not a real one, no. It's a remake.
I was going to say because it looks like you look hench as fucking it, mate. That shirt's normally baggy as out, isn't it?
They were cut far bigger, weren't they? Those ones that.
You just use the old badges and put them on.
Yeah, that side. I've took the Adidas off the old one that I had from being a kid.
Oh, right. So it's a score draw one, right?
Yes, score draw, and I've put Adidas on. Yeah.
Obviously,
I'm missing the stripes, of course. I kind of stitched them on, but because I've still got it when I was a kid, but I was like 10 or 11, I think. So I just took it off there and put it on this one.
Thanks for signing up, becoming a member. Cheers.
Cheers, Tobias. It's the score draw ones they're a modern cut rather than being the original.
I don't actually really like the cut of this score draw one. I mean, it's okay. Like it's all right around this area, but
I don't have any of the score draw ones. Because they're always like at the minute they're going for like 25-30 quid, and like you can get a retro one. Like I know, like not that one that Decker's wearing, but you can get like a decent retro one for a similar price.
You can. I've got a few of the early 80s ones. I've got the score draw ones because otherwise you're just not going to get them unless DHgate start doing the old home shirts as well. Like,
has anyone bought one of those yet? The DHgate retro ones.
But I've only ordered it like a week ago or something. So I've got the 2 silver ones coming.
All right, okay.
The pinstripe one.
I've seen a few people put them online. I'm not sure how I feel about the names on the back. I'm not sure how I feel about them.
I've not got
a lot of people with this one, the blue one, and it looks amazing. A lot of the people I've seen with the blue one. Like.
It's what you call the names and the numbers on the back look more like smaller and condensed on the back of the shirt.
Yeah, I've not got the name, and I didn't want the name and numbers on the back. So I think it's really jarring. I think when you see like a shirt with the wrong era, or it's the wrong font on it, it doesn't look right to me. Like, so
you're right. You're right. And have a name on the back of the shirt. It's got to be an iconic strip with an iconic player on the back of it.
It's got to be like it's got to be I wouldn't get like a 50s one and get Milburn 9 on the back, like, you know what I mean?
It's like that one over your right shoulder, right? There's so many memorable players, but I would want Emery on the back of that.
I got Emery on the back of it after the derby, the 3-2. Not that one. Not that one. I bought it when it was out. It was the day we beat Sunderland 3-2 and he scored that free kick.
Yeah.
I was wearing it. I was in a club shop. I whipped my top off and got him to put Emery in the back. Thing is, it was XXL shirt, and it's like the man with the smallest name in the team. It was.
I was going.
All of it was like it ended about there, but on my back, and the rest of it was just plain shirt. It was.
I was just going to say it's double XL, and you've got Emery on it. Must just
tiny little number 5.
Amazing.
Absolute hospital pass that by Shelby there.
I think you're ahead of us still here.
Am I?
No, it was a bad pass. Like,
I was too busy laughing at it.
He's just literally fired it at somebody.
Go on, Dwight.
So the other one behind Bestie, so the one next to the Emery one, I would probably go either. Oh, there's a few. Like I would either go Ben Arthur or Leon Best.
Best, yeah. Would obviously pick Leon Best because he was mint, and it was. I remember when he signed. I think I've told this story before on the podcast, like, but I was I lived in Norwich, and me and Amy were driving back to. Well, she was driving. I didn't drive at the time. Driving back to my mum and dad's in Cheshire, and I was just on my phone constantly refreshing because Leon Best signed for Newcastle, like the last day of the transfer window, and I was like, if he gets a number 9, that's it. I'm going to turn the car around and I'm getting it printed out. Number 21 again, like, but he was a good player, Bessie. Like he I think he gets a bit of a rough deal when he gets remembered. Like, so I thought he was a good little player.
Yeah, he was. So what's the weight of that shoulder?
Yeah, that's the. Oh, hang on, he's got to do that way.
That could be Ben Arthur again for me, you know.
That's got to be Kevin Nolan, man. That's got to be Kevin Nolan.
Or
it reminds me of Perch a lot, to be honest.
Shevki Gucci.
That one, not the actual one, but I got the Show Steve one. But it was again Norwich when it was my leaving party from where I worked in Norwich. They got us that shirt and 48 cans of Rio. I love Rio pop. And they had it in the machine at work, and we just plough our wages into this machine to get Rio out. Anyway, before my last shift, we used to have briefings. So it goes in the meeting room. It's Bessie's last shift, and they give us the 48. God, thanks very much. I love Rio. Like I'm going to start got in a week. And the guys, I've got you that shirt as well. And I was like, thanks very much. That's great. Thanks. Look at the back. I had Bestie and 2 on the back. And they says, you know why it's number 2, don't you? I says, well, it's because we're team 2. Because it was like numbered teams. And then one of them goes, well, who's your favourite player? I says, by Jose Enrique. And what number's he? Like 3. So they've got all this trouble, bless him, to give us the wrong number.
Who was number 2? Colaccini?
Colaccini there now.
Yeah, cool, yeah. It's ours, surely. Yeah.
But it's got that weird, like, the sponsors, like, the strip of Teflon on the front. It's so horrible. It's kind of wearing off on mine a bit. Like,
it stays solid when you wear it as well. It's just like massive plastic thing on your tits.
Aye.
I didn't like that shit, to be honest with you.
Nah, it's not nice at all. Like, I don't mind the shirt itself, but the material's horrendous.
I tell you what I didn't like about. We've spoke about this on the shirt video we did, about rating the best shirts.
Aye.
I don't like how the badge in the Puma thing aren't like the badge is to the left and then you've got the Puma down the middle. I can't really
Nothing
get
on the
away
right
with that one.
tit.
Yeah,
It is weird that
Yeah, strange, very strange.
The thing is, though, that we've had a load of shirts where the badge has been in the middle, haven't we? I mean, that was the championship one was, the relegation one with the black sleeves was. Last season's the badge we seem to do that more than any other club for some reason.
The League one, I'm sure that's oh god, that's that they're down the middle. The Champions League one, I'm sure that's Adidas, and then the badge is in the middle. I'm sure it is.
The Barcelona one.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. Sorry, I'm wrong.
NTL one wasn't, but the one where the Barca was the Liam Gallagher one.
Yes, that one is. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the one I've normally got. That one.
Aye, that one.
I can't be asked to get it down.
Who we're going with for that one?
Robert, all day long.
Robert, that was he? Aye, that's right, because that was the one that he threw in the crowd, wasn't it? In his underpants. That one for me. I don't know. I want to say Gary Speed.
Did Jermaine Janas not wear that one?
Aye, it's when he chipped that penalty over the crossbar in the Asia Cup. Speed, but it was the first one where we had, it's probably shirt and on's part of this now, like, where we had like that kind of cuff instead of the elasticated ones.
Mm-hmm.
And Gary Speed would cut those off. His was always like they're free at the bottom. I've never really understood why. Obviously, can't ask a bloke now, like Speedo, but aye.
Oh, in short, yeah.
Hit it, go and have a shot.
Corner? No, not quite.
Let it go. That's it. Oop. Take a ball away. Has anyone heard from Martin since we started?
No.
I'm not saying that.
He'd be full of red stripe, man. He'd be off his bracket.
Oh, well, that's so funny.
Lazy sod, man. There's no wrong with his back.
Probably.
There's one of them.
Oh, that was almost exactly the same spot for the throw-in as the Cisse shoulder.
Aye, was, yeah.
Which player would have the audacity to do it in this team, though?
Probably him, to be honest with you, John Joe. I'm not saying he'd be good enough to do it, but he would probably be the one to have a pop.
Be knocking fucking Peter Pan out the sky, that man. So we're dominating the second half, are we?
I thought we've done all right after the second half, to be honest with you.
It's been better. First 12 minutes?
Yeah, it's been canny. Obviously, still not doing enough to threaten the goalkeeper, but I mean, as a performance, it hasn't been too bad, to be fair.
It's not been like Southampton away, has it? Or games where we've just been out of the game completely and just going, all right, we'll run the clock down for an hour. We've actually looked to compete a little bit more. Again, Graham Jones effect.
Yeah.
It's just that there's obviously that. I know I said at the end of the first half that Wilson wasn't a huge miss in this sort of game because it would have probably been very similar. I think now that we're all getting more into the game, that's where you need him, don't you? Just up top of like.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got someone with that cutting edge, he's got a lot to his game. He's not just a finisher. He's
a great player.
He's a really good player, and he's. I think you're always going to miss him, aren't you? I don't want to have a go at Dwight Gale because I like Gale, but he's not the same kind of. He's not the same standard, is he?
You see that Ronald's gone to CSK?
Yeah,
I saw that.
I think the issue you've got as well, though, is he's played Gale, but he's playing in right wing. Now I know we've been playing that way with Wilson, but I mean, I just don't think you're going to get the best out of Gale playing in right wing. Like,
no, I agree.
Just not.
I don't think it'll be long before we see Carroll come on, to be honest with you.
I think Joe.
How do you reckon?
I can see bringing Joe on and putting him right wing. That's like for like with Gale. But not like for like because they're neither wingers, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I know the argument would be, well, Wilson's not a right winger either, and I probably agree, but we know Wilson can do that role. But I just, Gale's never going to be effective out wide. Like.
No.
Oh, God.
Do better than that.
Oh, he's back to looking a bit ropey, isn't he?
Dead narrow again there. Oh, too narrow that.
Yeah, well, narrow before,
with the 6-yard box.
There's a comment there from Harry Wright saying, why would we not play a same through the middle? I think it's basically because Almiron, that's his spot now.
They did.
It's Almiron's spot.
There was a couple of games earlier in the season where they tried to max man through the middle.
And he looked really useless, mate. It was just after he signed his contract. He looked absolutely useless because at least when he's on the wing, he can just run in a number 10 role. Then he just didn't look suited in that role, did he?
Not at all.
I maybe agree, but we played 15 at the back in them days.
That is true.
Well.
That had the world in defence, and you never know where this more like attack-minded. I say attack-minded, Craig. Please don't slag us for that, but like, you know what I mean, a little bit more forward thinking.
Comparatively, and that's why I wonder if Joelington, you might say, is slightly, and I'm fully expecting to get like locked up for this, like, but if you bring Joelington on in a slightly more kind of offensive, advanced, do you get more out of him? I mean, we'll see, because I think he will come on at some point, but I'm not saying that I think he will, but it's just a kind of a question.
Bestie, give a time check, mate.
Time check. We've got Julie 60, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
I'm actually on time for once. 20.
Chrissy, well, I mean, you're half an hour late, like, but we'll. I'm expecting Martin to come in and be, oh, sorry, lads, I was eating soup. Hope your back's all right, mate.
No wrong with his back, man. He just want a night off.
No, I don't. Mark would be on. End of the day, you'd probably sit and watch it anyway, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, in his case, he's probably watching it lying down. You know?
I remember when the day we signed Kinnear as director of football that pre-season. I done me back in that day playing football, and I had to lie. I was watching the Sky Sports News upside down, literally like lying, like watching. Like,
does that not make you feel ill? Like watching the telly upside down is the worst feeling in the world.
There we go. Does it make us feel ill? It's hard to tell whether it was that or the Joe Kinnear news that was making us nauseous. To be honest with you,
Was that him coming in as manager, Bestie? Was it? Did you say there?
Director of football.
Oh, director of football.
That was that summer.
But you had already done the rant on TalkSport before that.
Oh, yeah,
that's right. That was terrible.
I'm sure it was about 2 days beforehand he'd done the rant. Like just like basically, I don't even know what he was doing. Like he's absolutely just pissed out his bracket, wasn't he?
Yeah, he comes. It's incredible, wasn't it? Like how he, not Joelington, I'm talking about Joe Kinnear here. Like how he, you wouldn't have given the job to start with. It goes to show how little actually, and it was Lambias at the time, wasn't it? How little they actually knew about football.
Yeah,
it's also unbelievable how much they're willing to trust someone.
I know.
Tells them a bit of porkies or like bigs themselves up, and all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, absolutely, you're the right man for the job here.
Yeah,
I don't quite understand that one either. Like,
I remember the night we got Keegan back. We played Stoke at home in the cup.
I was there that one, yeah.
I was there. But I was. Me and Taylor were going to go anyway because I'd been to the game down at the Britannia.
Taylor wasn't going. What are you talking about?
Honestly, I was there with him.
I was there. I was already going with my dad, and we got there quite really early actually. I was having a burger, and I remember looking down at sort of the street level, and the queue was round the block, like trying to get a ticket. Obviously, because of the news of Keegan, obviously.
Well, I kind of would agree to go and hadn't bothered getting tickets because I thought I would people walk in, there'll not be like that many. Yeah. And obviously, the Keegan news broke that. I was working in the army at the time. We're driving back, and the Keegan news broke, and I remember they had the BBC News cameras around the ground, and someone asked us for the news. And I don't know if it got on the news or not, like because I've not seen it, the footage, but. They're saying like, "Oh, what do you think about Keegan coming back?" And I remember saying like, "It feels like it's someone's gone right." Newcastle United, Kevin, you know, like those is it the Rorschach test? We go, to butterfly. What's the first thing you associate Newcastle Kevin Keegan? And they've gone like that and said, "Right, get him in because he's in." The alarm bells are ringing from then.
That was to get the fans on side. That
totally, and I said that at the time, and that was like to me that was when I thought, "Oh, do these blokes know what they're doing here?" And don't get us wrong, like I love Keegan. It was lush having him back, and those points during that kind of 6 months or so he was there, where it was lush, and it was like, "Oh, Kevin Keegan's Newcastle again." But it was never. He should never have got the job. Bless him. He'd been out of football for 10 years.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was actually still pleased, to be honest, when he came in because I don't know, because it was him. I think. Of course. Yeah. I think no, I was happy because it was him. End of. To be honest, I was probably too sort of blind to see the other side of, like, you know, he has been out of the game a long time. I was just full on like happy days he's back. Do you know what I mean? That's all I could really sort of think of at the time. I
was dead concerned. I mean, it's
yours is much more educational sort of viewpoint of like you're looking at it strategically. I was just daft into dreamland, really.
It might just be because I've got a couple of years in the deck, so I've been burnt a couple of times before, like so. But it was, I mean, what Shearer said. I mean, hello, Alan, if you're watching, mate. Friend of the podcast, like what he was saying last week about the ambassadorial roles and stuff, and how mad it is that the likes of Keegan and himself haven't got roles at the club. When you look at like even just kind of knocking about on a match day and kind of shaking hands with fans, and you could do all sorts with those lads. I don't know why the club don't do more like that anyway. I mean, I know, like sportsman's dinners and stuff, you could do all sorts at the club with that.
Yeah. No, you could do. Daniel Vanderput says, who would you replace Mark for? Mark's irreplaceable, but Ryan Taylor.
Yeah, I don't know. We've got a WhatsApp group full of more than able replacements for me. Like,
able replacements.
Well, more than. I mean, let's be fair. Mark's a weak link, isn't he? So, like, we've got Matty, we've got Jess, we've got Laura, we've got we've got a group full of people.
Any one of them.
Anyone.
I'm waiting for Daryl to comment here, going me with a little.
I was just going to say Daryl. Yeah,
we'll even take Clark. He hasn't done a video yet.
Clark.
It got the point that's why I stopped myself.
Doing well with this Clark, isn't he?
That's why I stopped myself when I played Laura, because I thought I'm gonna start. Someone's gonna go. You haven't said me, and I thought, no, I'll just I'll leave it there. But anyone but Mark, ABM.
ABM.
He doesn't want it there, mate. Start again. Just start again. There you go.
So Julie Baker's got a comment for you, Bestie.
Daryl is.
It is me.
There's one for you, Bestie.
Great video that Ryan Taylor on, well worth a watch. Cheers, Julie. No, it is. I fully intend on watching it as well. I've never I never watch the stuff I do back. When I did the podcast with Taylor, I would never ever watch or listen to what I did.
Luckily, you didn't do the Ryan Taylor one, so you can watch that one.
I'd like to watch it. No, I forget who we did it with now, but I know like Matty's really good at what he does. Matty puts a good interview in, like, but I don't know. The other lad was a bit limited, I thought.
Fucking wagon.
I'm just trying to get kicked out, so I can fuck the game off and read a book or something instead. Get out. I saw that.
Yeah, very deserving.
He's not that horse, is he?
I remember which game was it? It was the 7-1 against Leicester when the last game of the season, promotion. One of the Leicester lads absolutely proper shoved Rob Lee into Hordens, and I was furious. I was like 10 at the time, 11. He could have broke his back. Dad did it. My dad's gone like, I fucking grow up, man. He could have broke his back, man.
It's an awful, like, it's just such a cheap tactic, isn't it? I hate it, mate. I see it happen loads. Players running out of play and they just hire him in the back. Like,
do you know what the worst one is? Old Trafford, because there's like a ditch in there.
Yeah, there's like a bank, isn't there? Yeah.
I've seen the one with Agbonlahor. When he goes over the wall, and there's like a Villa fan, then he like takes a photo of him.
Aye, but you've seen the photo. Like, the photo was online not long ago. The actual photo.
We got to a goal, was I? It's like, oh snap! It's a little like old disposable camera.
He didn't get it out of his top pocket and he's geared.
It's mint that. Love it like that. Old Trafford is because it's got that like ridge, that lip on it. Because when you get
taking corners, was always difficult.
You run it up the hill for a corner.
Yeah. Take a set of crampons with you to take a corner. Yeah. Well, N'Golo Kante, forgot about him. Can it?
Not a bad sub, is it?
That'll give him all the ball in the middle.
Wide open here. Crafts again, bless him. Totally being left here. Yeah. That's all right. Did enough there, like.
Oh, God.
Hit himself. I could put a good word in, make him. I'd still love, even now, he's about 50, but I'd love Giroud at Newcastle.
Yeah.
We tried, didn't we? We tried. Shelby's asking, where's everyone? Where's everyone, man?
Is that literally just gone straight up the field to them?
Like, literally, they made one pass there. Like, obviously, Shelby's pressing the guy who had the ball. And then he made one pass, and there was just nobody there whatsoever. There's 3 or 4 Chelsea players just standing there.
Go on, Joe.
How the hell has he got a free kick there?
Yeah, he's onside.
Very nearly, Darlow did what he did in the first. If he had to get the hand of it here,
Yeah,
that was coming straight out to, I think it was Giroud or maybe Werner in the middle there. Sure.
He's played quite well tonight, Mount. Like,
He's a good player, isn't he? Oh,
he is.
Very busy. He's good. He's a good player.
He's not offside. He is as well. How Mickey from a free kick.
It's awful, that, isn't it? I hate that. So I think, you face on that. And Jones, you tell him that.
No,
That'll be the photo doing the rounds.
All right. That'll be the one that everyone kind of jumps on the back and Luke gets
It's normally me. It's normally me that posted first, to be honest.
It is actually Irish, I think.
I am, games like this, I'm not saying would be winning or anything like that, but I feel like you miss Shea a lot, in the centre half, physically being able to carry the ball out. Like, do you know what I mean? Lascelles has tried it a few times, but like Sir Clark tonight, certainly on the ball, has been so limited. Just went back immediately on. But when you have Shea, at least you've got someone that's willing to bring it out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, Joe. Overlap.
No one in the middle here, like at all. Well, there is now a draw there, but there's only one.
Yeah.
All he's done, he's complaining.
I just whinged.
He's had a proper twist, he has.
What's he complaining about there? Yeah, it's a push, huh?
See him giving like that.
Like that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, sure, he's got to be stronger there, though. I mean, how?
Yeah, he's
got to be stronger, surely.
Yeah, you say that, but if that gets given, then he's done the right thing, isn't it? It's one of those things where that exact thing could happen again in 5 minutes. You could give it and you'd go, like, I'd depend that.
Yeah, it's a good stuff, that.
Maybe if they weren't 2-0 up, the ref probably would have given it.
Yeah, maybe he's maybe it's because of how he's been twisting so far. The referee's gone, like, what it is here.
Aye. Sick of your shit.
Yeah, it's all he's doing. He's twisting all night, like. I don't know. Try and beat the first man, guys.
Oop.
Ball doesn't want it there. That's a really bad ball from Clark.
It is. He's got nothing on there. He's done well there, actually.
He's trying. Really well. He's done really, really well there.
Because there was... the day he was there. I thought he just badly couldn't miss the
Just kick the little subs.
What a ball. Was he giving me a handball?
Handball, I think, yeah.
No complaints, like.
Oh, God almighty.
No, they're doing it. That's a foul. That's a penalty, that, I think.
It might be. That's just softened. I mean, he doesn't really have to put his hand on him. Like, I suppose it is a push. It is a push. Even Darlow, I think, look, Lascelles in, like, almost laughed at him. Yeah. I would still expect me forward to be a bit strong. It's a bit Salarish, that, I thought. Like, just...
he's the worst.
He's the worst. I've never seen nothing like it.
Fabinho as well.
I remember the one where they scored the winner from that one.
I'm still so upset about that. So upset.
Richie won it. It wasn't even near him.
He didn't even know, Richie. He actually did nothing.
Christ, I stand in Strawberry Corner. I was close at fouling him, and Richie was.
Right.
Taylor was. He wasn't even there.
Shock.
Sorry, mate. Love you.
Well, Fraser. I don't understand what I see. I don't understand why he's so central. Get out, why he must be there now. Right, now out your shooting in.
Good ball. Why has he done that? Hell. Someone has a camera say, yeah, bloody hell.
Yeah, I thought he could have been over that. Well done for Willock.
Collected that.
In there.
Could have caught that in his shirt.
Aye.
Is it sneaking in, is it? Is it sneaking in?
It's sneaking in, like, he gets up really well, like, actually.
He could have caught it, though. Oh, the commentator's laughing at him.
Another commentator saying it was a great save. The bounce of the ball helps Kepa a bit, but
how old is he?
It was a good save.
Kepa's not a...
He's tiny. Look at him in the goal there. He looks so small in the goal.
4.
Oh, well, let's get one here. Big Joe. Smell him out. Nope.
I do feel with him in goal, like if you can get a shot on target, you're
tiny, isn't he? Like stature-wise.
He's so small, isn't he?
Go on, there's Steve Agnew taking charge instead of...
Pressure.
Pressure. He looks like an under 23 keeper, doesn't he? Like 17, 18-year-old coming through the ranks. Like
he does. He's at Eurosport special, like one of those stadiums with the colourful seats.
Yeah. I would love to try just get one now. It would make the last 15 pretty interesting. Like, I mean, the problem you've got...
It's not been terrible, has it? Like you said in the first half,
them could just go up a notch. You feel like them have got another couple of gears that could, and really run by. Well, like
it's like you said in the first half. We've kind of it's been one of those ones where we're getting beat because they're a better team. There's been a couple of mistakes, but we've participated. Like, you know what I mean? We've actually tried to play some football. It's not been very good, but at least they've been trying.
Yeah, I think that compared to some of the games when we've played against opposition like this, it's normally been 80% possession. For the opposition, I mean, count the shots on target, all the rest. We've never looked a threat at any point in the game.
Not
and
really.
I wouldn't necessarily say tonight we've looked threatening, but I mean we've tried. We've tried. I think
it's such a low bar, isn't it?
Well, I think the problem is have Chelsea really turned up in that second half?
Well, haven't had to. It's just professional.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They're in. And I feel as if if we did get a goal back now, then we'd just run through the gears and get a third. Close them down.
Apparently, Kepa's 26. He's not 26.
He's been able 3-4 years now.
Jesus.
Straight out of the womb, him, man.
Did he cost him? He cost him an awful lot of money, didn't he? Was it 70 million or something like that? Wasn't it?
Something like that, mate. From Bilbao, yeah.
It was 71 million or something like that. Like real top end money, like.
Oh well, this is great. There's another defender down.
Maybe, I think he just wants to go by the looks of it.
He's Jim's.
There's Carroll coming on. See that in the background.
Aye.
Yeah.
He's had a shave, like a clean shave, Andy Carroll.
I don't know how he's never getting a haircut. Because how long has it been since Joelington got nobbled for getting that picture of him at the barbers? He's had his haircut since. And then I supposed to be doing it because she would have been doing it for him in the week if that was the case.
Yeah, it was that was a stupid one from him, wasn't it? Really, like posting it. So
it is.
I mean, we know they all do it. We know that.
100%. Aye.
It's not stupid to realise that.
Maybe it's not Carroll. In fairness, like Carroll might be there.
Yeah, aye. But like, it's obvious that the rest of them get it done. Do you know what I mean? But like, I just don't see why you would feel that.
I was watching him. Richards on doing his punditry work the other day. Perfect haircut, perfect straight line across.
The fringes.
Who's cutting your hair?
Roy Keane.
The lot of them.
Roy Keane. 40 years out. Them two are quite funny together, I think.
They are. I don't really care for Roy Keane as a pundit, but I like watching him. I like watching him and Richard together because I like a proper.
I love Keane.
A proper odd couple, aren't they?
Yeah, I think Keane's meant like.
I think Richard's made. He's just proper. He seems like a lovely man. I'm sure Villa fans probably wouldn't agree, but.
He just seems like that kid in class that just winds the teachers up. That's what he seems like. But he gets away with it.
Aye. I do like, here we go.
He's that kid that gets sent out the class, then goes and looks through the window at the door to make everybody else in the class laugh. There's always that one kid.
Yeah, it was me normally. Could say that,
as well.
Yeah, he's got isn't he?
Yet again, though, we've seen it, and I'm not blaming Lewis, just the way we've set up, but we've been so narrow. But by the time their fullback or winger gets the ball, they've really built up a full head of steam going at the fullback. The fullback's can't do anything else except run backwards. I just feel as if we should be further out to meet the ball as soon as he's controlled the ball. We should then be on him, but we've just been so narrow.
I think that's the thing, wasn't it? Trying to condense the penalty area as much as possible to try and just be getting away, basically.
And obviously,
look at that, lads. Look how far up the field we're pressing here.
Yeah, it makes them go along, doesn't it? They might win it, but they're having it all, and that's because we've pushed up so high. Don't you then do the same thing?
Do you know what it is though? It's the least you expect. I don't see why we haven't done it previously, and why it's taken so long to try and win the ball high up the field. It's ridiculous.
Because what happened at Leicester last season, I think that really put the willies up, Bruce.
Yeah.
Did we just make the same noise there, Decker? That wasn't even like a word.
Yeah,
we just went.
Go on, Kraft. You try
Sound.
and keep it in.
I
thought that was out there then.
Yeah, I did as well. Inside if you can.
Thanks, Paul McKivitt.
Thank you very much, McKivitt. Get in. What a lovely man. He's a good lad, Paul. I saw him this morning, actually.
Did you?
Aye. I can't say a word, though, because if I say a word, then Amy will have Greg's for breakfast.
Amazing.
She gave a foul.
Oh.
See, this is another problem you have with Carroll, right? Is that we work the ball into a wide area, but 7 or 8 times out of 10 it's a foul anyway. Because he just, I'm not saying it is a foul, I don't know yet. Probably.
There's no in that.
He hasn't done much, has he? The Cells did more the other end against.
I think Carroll gives free kicks away because he's under Carroll. It used to happen to Shola as well. Shola would go for a perfectly fair header, perfectly cromulently fucking challenge, and then you would be penalised for it. Mind he was a clumsy bastard as well at times, like, in fairness.
He was, yeah.
Well, it's like, I know you're not his biggest fan, Bestie, but it happened with Mitrovic. Anytime Mitrovic tried to win the ball in the air, it was a free kick to the other team.
Because he left his boot up the defender's arse as well, didn't he? He was
half the time, mate, he just was clearly winning the ball. And like,
it did happen quite a bit,
aye. And like, even if he was backing into players, it was the same. They're always going to free kick the other way.
Aye, it did fit in fairness.
Yeah, man, remember the fan, it's funny, isn't it, when fans have these opinions of players. I was just thinking Mitrovic there, Shelby's the same. Everyone always says, you can't trust him, and he's when was the last time Shelby was sent off? Was it when we played Spurs and he stamped on Dele Alli? And we're going back.
That was the first game of the season, wasn't it?
Somebody will know.
Might have been, but that's a long time ago. And Mitrovic was the same. I remember he got sent off against Arsenal. I remember that one.
But Mitrovic thing, I think
sent off against Spurs as well.
Yeah, I think if VAR had came in earlier, he would have been off a few more because he does lean in with his arm, doesn't he?
Mind that one. That one.
Did he not class him with his forearm not long ago?
Oh, he's a nightmare.
I think he did,
he's a nightmare. I'm just saying, like, it was just one of them things, wasn't it? Every single week. It was nice.
Thanks, James Alexander. Thank you very much, mate.
It was like with Shelby, it was every week. It was like, he's going to do a rash challenge, and everyone used to always do that, like sort of breath in when he used to go for a sliding tackle on the ground. And I'm like, God forbid a centre midfielder's going to try and tackle someone, and 50,000 people be like, just let the referee send him off, crack on hands, like it was mental.
Thanks, Ryan. Thank you very much, mate.
Was it Ryan that you kicked out the other week, Chris, by mistake?
Quite possibly.
I was definitely. Hayden, hell.
Sorry, Ryan, if it is you.
That was a good chance for Alman on that, you know.
It was a lovely touch through by Joelington.
Well, I thought it was Lascelles, was it? Was it Joelington, was it?
I think they said it was Joelington and Carroll combined on the telly, so I'm assuming it was. It looked like Lascelles.
Great.
It was Lascelles.
For fuck's sake, Carroll, man.
He's got yellow boots on. He's got yellow boots on. It was Lascelles that did that touch.
It was Lascelles. No. I feel silly now.
Because he was up for the free kick and it just broke down, and then he did that.
So there's a comment there. Shelby's last red card was December 2017.
Well, it's not too bad then, is it, really?
I know, but did he not get banned for calling somebody a cuss nonce?
That was Wolves. Yeah. That was the championship, wasn't it?
Yeah, but nobody was thinking he was going to get banned because of what he said. People used to always say he's going to get banned because he's rash at tackling. And then he's been sent off once in 5 years. Something. It's like, it's pretty mental, really.
Was that the Wolves fella he called a couscous dance? Then he got done for racism.
You even said Chris is doing the Jackie Weaver on Ryan last week. Yeah, so that week I just kicked Ryan out. I was supposed to be kicking a Macam out, and I just clicked the wrong button. So
because you're going
I think I blocked him. I think Adam had to go and find out the block list and get him back in.
You were going like, "Oh, it gives you a real name when you kick him out. Get in." He's called Ryan Patterson.
That's right. Yeah.
He's called Adam. He's called Adam Wallace.
What a dick.
That was funny. It gives you a real name.
I must have had a canny drink that night, I'll tell you that.
Gareth Doxon.
Oh, God.
There's been a lot of that night, Decker.
Yeah, there has, isn't there?
A lot of what?
Through him hidden.
People slipping over.
Is that enough?
No.
So look at that. This is where I worry. Get it back to keep ourselves. That's the way.
I'll tell you what's big surprised me the day, lads. It's how quickly all that snow's melted.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
I woke up this morning to take it off at your nursery 7:30, like gone. It was white yesterday when I went to bed. Yeah. I mean, it's been great. Like, it means I'm going for walks again, like, but.
Right. We went sledging yesterday. And as you say, it was.
I went sledging on a hill with a tiny bit of snow left on it.
No,
we just started calling people shit at cricket.
You what?
That was amazing.
So it's the same joke that someone else made yesterday. I can't take credit for it. Like, I've been sledging for years.
It was well, I just wanted to get out. You know what I mean? I've been stuck in with the kids for every day of the week. You know what I mean? Jordan loves it. Now he's obviously only tiny, but honestly, he goes off it if you take him off the sledge. He just wants to be going down the hill all the time.
Oh mate, I've got the opposite with mine. Like, Nolan loves it. Like, Nolan's like trying to like snowboard down, like stand in the sledge trying to go down a hill. Yeah. And like Denver just won't even sit on it. Like, he's like,
really?
No. But like, he's the Geordieest kid. Like, Denver's the Geordieest kid ever. Like, he's got the broadest accent ever.
Why, I man?
Go on, you don't remember the video of the wine?
Oh, yeah.
When I was drinking the wine, and as he's Dad drank the whole wine.
I thought it was. Did they give it a goal kick? Have they not? Oh no, they've changed their mind. Dad give it a goal kick. Good, yeah.
So just this is the one comment that we're going to show from Mackham. Is from James Walton. Going, doing. Thanks very much for tuning in, James. We might see you soon. Just sign up, become a member if you want, mate.
It's weird, isn't it? Like, if we're going
really
on, like,
weird, really weird.
It's mental, like, absolutely mental.
He's had a haircut.
This is what we should do. We should start writing a list, right?
Haircut watch.
Take them off if they've had a haircut.
I'm good because I can't get one. I've had to trim, like I said, I've got to do my own sides, like, because it just grows out like pubes on the side of my head, like, so I've got to.
Corner. I'm going to jinx him here, but I really do like Fraser's delivery from set pieces, like.
I do. I was going to say Marcus Alonso hasn't had a haircut, but he's done far worse things than that. So.
Who?
Marcus Alonso.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot of bad things.
He's a terrible man. Whoop. Andy Carroll, free kick away.
He just caught it. He's literally just caught it.
This is the problem you get, as I said. You get it in good areas, and 9 times out of 10 it's a foul.
He's just fell over again, though, honey.
There's no foul there, Giroud.
How was that a
Giroud
foul?
Giroud looks at him, backs into him.
Yeah, he backs into him.
How is that a foul?
That's a foul on Carroll, if anything. That is unbelievable, that is unbelievable, that, like.
Andy Hinchcliffe can fucking get in the bin as well. Martin Tyler's going, is that not as big a foul as the one on the Chelsea there? And he's going, that's good defending. Like, fuck off. One there.
He's literally not watching it. He's just looking at the man and back into the bloke. I've just got the idea what I'm saying there. Like.
He says, he's done nothing wrong. He's defending the ball and the goals. And he's looked at Carroll and barged it in.
And if you say it's good defending, I don't see how it's a foul by Carroll, though.
No.
Like,
it isn't.
It's just not, is it?
It's good. I mean, it's good defending in that it's clever.
He won the free kick.
Yeah. In that regard, you've got to say it's good defending, but it is. It's not a.
It's not a foul, though.
It's not a foul by Carroll at all.
We've still got a couple of Magnums in the chat, which I can't get my head around it. I really can't.
It's bizarre. Like, it's just strange, but they give him something to do.
Yeah, it keeps him entertained.
Gives our sister some rest, doesn't it?
The said person in the chat is given Alonso praise. That doesn't really shock us as a Sunderland fan, given someone with such a bad reputation. Praise. We'll leave it at that. Murderer / nonsense.
Oh, he's done well then.
He's really well.
How was that?
Referee.
That had to be a foul there, surely, right? He just kicked him there. Not intentionally. He was trying to go for the ball, but it was the way Carroll tripped it over his head.
Carroll literally just stood still, shocked there, like, what are you doing?
That was quite unbelievable. Like.
Who is a ref, by the way? In fact, I don't even care.
I don't know, they're rather bad at each other these days. Oh, wait, Joe.
Stay on your feet, Clark. Has he got man of the match? I suppose he got a goal now. Did he get the assist as well? No.
Well, he did technically, didn't he?
Sort of, yeah. He put it across him, didn't he?
Yeah, Darlow like palmed it out. So I don't think it'll go like a lot go down as his assist, but he had a massive hand in the goal. Like.
Do you know what it is, James the Macam in the chat? I'm going to do yourself a favour, mate. Enjoy your night. Stop watching us, dickhead. Ta-ra. He's gone. Just blocked him.
I thought you were Tuchel there. I thought, Christ, he's going to be there for you.
Nah, he's just putting criminals on a pedestal in the chat, and we're not going to have that in the chat.
I'm surprised he's got internet, to be honest. Go on, son.
So did the person he was championing in jail as well, to be fair.
Oh, that one.
Aye. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what we'll take from this one. What's your opinions on it?
Oh, that's a bad one.
Yeah, that could be.
How's that not a foul? I was going to say it.
Took his time there, mind. It's not often. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm happy with the 2-0 defeat, but it hasn't been like. I think when you look at some of the stuff we've played so far this season, I always go back to like Southampton away or even like Tottenham away where they got a point, but they were shocking. This has been a better game. The performance hasn't been awful. Couple of mistakes maybe for goals. There's been things wrong certainly, but it's more like what you want to see. That they're getting forward. They're keeping the ball a bit. They're not just being passive and kind of letting the other team control it totally. So
I'll open it up to people watching as well. Come to you, Deck, in a second, but I'll open it up to people watching. Just send your comments in of what you thought about this. Obviously, Newcastle on the back of it, a 2-0 defeat Chelsea. So far, might be more, but it's 2-0 defeat. Decker, for you, mate.
Pretty much the same. I mean, obviously, we haven't done enough when we've had the ball, but I would say at least we've had the ball. We've still pressed high. And you go back to what you mentioned there, Bessie, about the 1-1 draw against Tottenham. I mean, we got a draw with that game, but the performance tonight's been a lot better than what that game was. Just in isolation, not mentioning that game.
I think the worry for me is that it's another defeat, but it is a defeat that we're expecting, but it's another defeat. And it's another team that hasn't really had to really push on to obviously take the game to us. They were cruising there. Like, I know second half will look better than the first half, but they've cruised through that, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, yeah. But how many times have Chelsea cruised? Like, every time we play them down there, they seem to cruise through. They have done for years. That's why it doesn't really surprise us. I get very hard to be too negative or angry about a result that I'm expecting. Anyway, I was just like a hammer there. Honestly, I was.
It just shows you though that we knew this was going to concern a huge concern, but without Wilson in the team, where's the goal's going to come from now? I know Miggy scored the other week, but that's with Wilson on the pitch, obviously bringing everyone into play. I'm worried about goals now, massively worried. Is there a fix to that or not?
Sorry, Bessie. I still think if we continue the way that we play, I think Willock will get goals. I do, because I think he gets in the right areas. I think Almiron, we've seen a much better performances out of him in the 10 role. Maybe not tonight, but like I think against the teams that we should be winning or we have to win. Getting beat off Chelsea away or beating Chelsea away is not really on my list. Like what is on my list though is when we'll play like Palace or we'll play Burnley's or we'll play, we'll have to win that league in and around with. Yeah. And I do think we'll get the goals that we need. Only just, by the way, but Willock, Almiron, I still think Saint can offer more. I think
they're just showing the league on screen there now. They're showing the table. Newcastle sitting 17th, an extra game to Fulham, and we are 7 points ahead of Fulham now. It's gonna go down to the last few weeks. I think the last few games. I would think it really is, which it shouldn't be the case. And of course, we're playing better than what we have done at the start of the season. But I'll go back to it. It's another game where a team hasn't really had to graft their arse off to take all 3 points from us. There was a bit of life in the second half, but Chelsea, if they wanted to, they could have gone and absolutely annihilated us there tonight. They're comfortable. They didn't have to try harder. They were comfortable. 2-0. Job done for them.
The issue, we haven't had a shot at goal other than Willock's header. We haven't really troubled their goalkeeper, who I actually think is a poor goalkeeper, low on confidence. And you haven't really created a chance in the full 90 minutes. The second half, I say Chelsea didn't get up a second gear. I'm not really sure if that have the engine on, to be honest with you. I mean, we did okay. We did all right, but ultimately, it still isn't enough. It wasn't enough, right? But I still always try to look back the way we were. I used to come on here and say, God, we'll look worse again. We'll look worse this week than we did last week. And I don't think it was quite that bad, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm no more concerned after that than I was before the game about relegation. I mean, that's not to say I don't think it could happen. Obviously, it certainly could. And I mean, if we want to, if 40 points is the mark, then we've got to win 5 games out of the last 15, which we don't look like doing. So,
Keelan says, Bestie. Keelan says, why did he take Joe Willock off? Honestly, feels like we're down. We have nothing special in the team just to keep us up. Personally, for me, Willock probably went off because he hasn't had much game time at Arsenal. He played the full 90 minutes with a 9-man squad just last week. So it's probably just that. It's probably just legs. 2-0 down at the time when Willock came off. Bruce went for the hit and hope option. So I think that's it. I think it's just game time. I don't think we can look too much into that and criticize it too much because he hasn't had many minutes on the field, both for ourselves and for Arsenal.
I think Willock is going to become more important as the season goes on. If he gets up to speed, if you want to say that, gets kind of the proper fitness. I think if we Newcastle stay up this season, which I think there's a good chance we will, I think he'll play a pretty big part in it. I'm not too. It's just that it was like went off for Carroll, and you think, oh, here we'll go. We know what's going to happen here, and that hasn't. Apart from that, there was one game at home last season, might have been Huddersfield. In fact, no, they'd already gone down, haven't they? I forget who it was now. But where Carroll come on and it made a difference. But other than that, the long ball to Carroll thing it's been nearly 2 years now, and it hasn't worked.
Yeah. When was the next game? Do we play Man U on Sunday? Is it Sunday night?
Oh Christ, Man U.
Man United.
Yeah, Man U. So Tanty 1892 has asked why I've got a Paraguay flag. Does anybody want to tell him why I've got a Paraguay flag? Because I thought it was pretty obvious.
It's because of Diego Gavilan, isn't it?
Yep, that is the one. So Miguel Almiron is from Paraguay. That's why there's a Paraguayan flag. Also looks a little bit like a student house.
So results next game. Let's have a look. Man United 21st, 7 o'clock at night. Sunday. Then Wolves at home. West Brom away.
Is that away best in the Man United game? Is it? Yeah.
Aye,
it is. Yeah.
Aye.
Then we'll just come off a shocker as well against West Brom, haven't they? 1-1 it wasn't. To be fair, honestly,
Wolves. It's Man U then Wolves, I think, if I remember right. So there's a couple of hard games.
Wolves are struggling, mate. Wolves aren't having a good season by any stretch.
This is the run. I'm sure that I didn't think we'd get any points. I didn't even think it would be Southampton.
You thought it was going to be a season-long run where we wouldn't get any points.
Yeah, I suppose I am very much like that. Like I am.
But I've got Man United, Wolves, then West Brom, Villa, Brighton, Tottenham, Burnley, West Ham, Liverpool. So I mean, there's games there that we could win. Like if it can get someone to score goals, if it can find a way to kind of.
Who's that? Who is that? That's the main concern, though, Bestie. Who is that now? Do you look to see if there's any free agents out there? I know Sturridge has been linked.
I couldn't tell you if how much football he's played in the last 5 years. To be honest with you, I was saying to Deco earlier, though, I saw someone say that he's not played since he left Trabzonspor. I didn't know he'd got in Trabzonspor, so I couldn't tell you. I've got he's just been completely off my radar. Like, it's hard to say, isn't it? I mean, the temptation is to say to put Gale on and play him centrally, but then
it's a formation change, isn't it?
It is. And then you kind of eliminate a little bit of what Almiron gives by doing that. So it's a bit of a balance, really.
So there's a few comments saying that we can't bring a free agent in. It would have to be somebody under a certain age to get them on the books.
Apparently, you can apply to the FA because if Wilson's out for the season, which I think he is, isn't he?
FA will turn around though, mate, and just say you've got enough strikers. Probably won't they?
8 weeks, isn't it? 8 weeks for Wilson, isn't it? 7, 8 weeks. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it is something like that.
Minimum,
I suppose
probably.
we've had a quite high-profile disagreement with the Premier League as well, haven't we, over the last year or so? So
yeah, not doing us any favours, are they, mate? Not when Keith's bang on the front door.
You just saying nothing. Go on, no bother.
It is, of course, it is a worry because obviously, how can you lose someone that's your top scorer that's scored 10, then you've lost him? I mean, how do you replace that? I mean, I think any team in the league is going to struggle to replace their own top scorer. As I say, I just feel it can get more minutes and be in the right area, and pop up with the odd goal. Almiron's been a bit better, certainly getting goals. And you're hoping, you need to be brutally honest here. You need your £40 million man to now come up and be counted for.
Yeah, right. Shelby's got goals in him as well. Shelby got a few last season, didn't he?
He got 5 or 6, I think it was. We need centre halves. We need to become better at set pieces again. We need your Clarks and Lascelles getting more goals like they used to before. The striker couldn't score, and the defenders did. We just need everyone here to sort of stand up and be counted and try and grab some goals. I
think we're stuck with what we have at the minute, lads, and obviously Wilson is a huge miss. We knew he'd be a huge miss. I was hoping it wasn't going to be such a bad injury for him, but it is. And like Deck just said there, that we now have to rely on Joelington to do the business for it. It's now or never for him. If he doesn't do it, then we've been reading recently that he's the club will cut losses and sell him for whatever we can. And understandable.
Obviously, Gale as well. I mean, you still got Gale there. I mean, I'm not judging him off for an hour there that I playing right wing. I'm not. We all know Gale has got goals in him. If the service is there, he definitely can. But I just think, in terms of the scenario that we find ourselves in, I just feel that this is Joelinton's time to finally do something.
It's now or never, mate, isn't it?
Exactly, and it'll be never. If he doesn't, you cut your loss, and you have to move on. You have to get rid of him. For me, anyway.
Yeah, I think he's had a lot of chances. This will be his last chance. A lot of fans, obviously, they've already turned their backs on him. And now this is his point to prove those fans wrong. Us being those fans as well. He has to prove us wrong. He has to prove the coaches, the management, the club wrong. That he is a decent player, that he can score the goals. I'm not holding my breath on this one because I don't think it'll happen. But it's now or never.
I've got no confidence whatsoever. But I hope he proves me wrong as much as anybody else. It's not that I don't want him to go on the pitch and not score. It's just I don't believe he can.
And I think you're right. It's when he says now or never. Because if he doesn't, if he's the one that's picked and he doesn't do the business, and the chances all go down. And then he's gone. He'll be away for 5 million somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's get money where they can.
Right, lads. I'm going to let you go and end your night. So you've been going for 2 hours. I don't think there's much else to say on that because it was a pretty non-event. All right, second half. Nothing fantastic. Thanks for everybody who's joined with tonight again. As always, if you could please just like the video, that'll help us out massively. If you do want to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, if you're watching on your phone, turn your phone sideways in portrait mode and the subscribe button will show up then. And yeah,
I thought you were going to go all rocking with it, Chris. Turn the phone sideways, and I thought you were.
Shove it or something. Bloody hell, mate, I haven't heard that line for years. Turn that son bitch sideways.
Stick it straight up your candy, yes. Just when you said it, I was like, he's going to go all rock here.
But yeah, thanks everybody. We'll see you again at some point, possibly Sunday. I'm sure we can come up with something. If
is it Sunday night? Is it
7 o'clock? 7 o'clock. We'll see what happens. We're not making any promises, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, thanks very much, boys. Get well soon, Mark. Even though it's been meant without you.
Yeah, it's been much more peaceful.
Right. Thank you very much. We've got somebody called Leo Wilson just saying shite. Yes, we are shite. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Leo.
Bye.
Nice.
Cheers, Leo.